طال عمرك كذا وكذا وكذا. قال متاكد؟ مكتوبه وموقع معي في يدي. قال جيت توكل على الله. قلت طيب انا جايكم. قال لي ليش تجيني؟ رحت تونس. انا ما ابي الخطاب لي، انا ابيه لابو عمار. رحت تونس، التقيت بالمرحوم ابو عمار، وشفت اللي حدثوني عنه في لقائه مع الامير فهد بعد ما جاء عرض كارتر. وقف ابو عمار كالعاده وقال اتحررت فلسطين، وقام يرقص وبوسني ويعانقني. طبعا قصه تبويس ابو عمار مشهوره ومعروفه عند الناس. قلت له اجل متى بتصير الاعلان وتروح تشوف الملك حسين عشان انت وياه تصير عمليه مشتركه والى اخره اللي كان متفق عليه قبلها؟ قال لي ما يمكن. شلون ما يمكن؟ هذا اللي كنا طلبته وجبناه. قال ما يمكن، انا اخلاقي عربيه. انا قلت انا متاكد يا ابو عمار اخلاق عربيه، لكن توكل على الله لا تضيع الفرصه ثانيه مره. قال لا يمكن، انا لازم اول اروح للمملكه وبوس الملك فهد واشكره على اللي سواه قبل ما اروح للملك حسين. قلت له انا متاكد الملك فهد ما عنده شك في مشاعرك، واذا رحت لحسين وعملت الاعلان والاخير والامريكان صار رد فعلهم حسب ما وعدوا، الله يحييك متاكد الملك فهد يرغب انك تزوره رفض. قلت طيب شكوى على راح المملكه من هناك. قال بس ابي طياره. قلت انا معي طياره اللي جيت فيها، خذها ورحت جده. خذ الطياره وشهر ما شفناه. راح جنوب اليمن، راح كوريا الشماليه اللي ما عندنا حتى علاقات معها، زار دول في افريقيا، زار دول في اسيا، ثم جاء المملكه. في هالفتره الامريكان قالوا احنا منا مهتمين في الموضوع وصارت
I'm so curious. I don't think he would lie about like air travel and shit, right? Because there's got to be like flight logs and shit. Is there anything that corroborates that particular story besides like his word or any even other Saudi Arabian official? I'd be so curious. It seems unlikely he would lie about something like this, but like I'm just so I feel like I want like some other type of like third party corroboration for that because Jesus.
اشياء كثيره انشغلوا الناس عن ما حصل. في لبنان على فكره اللي على طاري كان فيه هجوم على الفلسطينيين في جنوب لبنان، وكان ابو عمار محاصر في طرابلس من قبل الجيش السوري. فالملك فهد كان زعلان عن ليش الاسرائيليين سببوا ضحايا وضاربين ومعتدين على الفلسطينيين في جنوب لبنان. فامرني اني اروح وابلغ رساله عاجله للرئيس ريغن ان هذا لازم يوقف، امريكا لازم تاخذ موقف. رحت اشوف وزير الخارجيه شولتز
Arafat visits North Korea. Is this in the right time? 1981? He said that Israel was fighting in Lebanon. Wasn't there war in 84? I don't know. List of international troops made by Yasser Arafat. Oh shit, was it here?
وبلغت هالكلام، قلت ان الملك يرغب توصل رساله بسرعه، كان في المساء للرئيس ريغن. قال لي حاضر انا اوصلها، لكن انا اقدر اقول لك الان انه بناء على سياسه الرئيس ريغن انا مخول اني انزل الان وقابل الصحفيين في غرفه الصحافه في وزاره الخارجيه واعلن ادانتنا لاسرائيل وعملياتها ضد الفلسطينيين والطلب منهم بالتوقف. انا قلت الحمد لله فرجت. قال لي بس على شرط واحد. خير؟ قال انك تنزل معي وتعلن ادانتك للسوريين على ضربهم وحصارهم للفلسطينيين وتطلب منهم التوقف. لا حول ولا قوه الا بالله. في شؤم في هالقضيه، كل ما قلنا تنفرج، كل ما قلت هانت على جد علم جديد مثل ما قال الاخ الامير خالد الفيصل. قلت لها لا، نبغى منكم موقف ضد اسرائيل، وحنا السعوديين بنتفاهم مع الاخوان السوريين على اساس نفك. وفعلا عملت مجهودات. اللي احاول اقوله انه دائما في فرص ودائما تضيع. في زياره الملك المرحوم فهد في عام 85 لامريكا حصل حدثين. الحادثه الاولى ان الملك فهد كانت اجتماعاته مع الرئيس ريغن ايجابيه تماما، وكان اول ايام الزياره وذيك الليله بيصير فيه عشاء عند ريغن، عشاء رسمي، وكنا مرتاحين انهم هم بيعملون مبادره جديده وبيبذلون مجهود جديد اللي بعدين نتج عنه لقاء شولتز مع ابو عمار في جنيف. لما رجع الملك للسكن اتصل فيني مستشار الرئيس ريغن للشؤون الامن الوطني، وقتها انا سفير في واشنطن، قال لي ممكن نشوف خطاب، نسخه من خطاب الامير الملك فهد الليله على العشاء؟ قلت والله ممكن، ما في مشكله يعني، بس ممكن كمان ترسلون نسخه من خطاب الرئيس. قال لي لا اسف، لان خطاب الرئيس كتقليد في الحكومه الامريكيه يكون دائما محظور التداول الى ان يجي وقت الالقاء وبعدين يوزع على الصحفيين وعلى اخره. انا الحقيقه ما اهتميت بشكل او اخر، لكن دخلني مثل الشك. فلما بلغت الملك الله يرحمه قال لي وطلبت منه يرسل خطاب وقال لك لا؟ قلت والله هذا اللي قاله ترى. قال خير ان شاء الله، ارسلوا لها نسخه من خطاب. رحنا لحفل العشاء الرسمي الوفد السعودي كله، والرئيس جالس على الطاوله مع الملك فهد، وبالصدفه الطاوله اللي انا جالس عليها اشوف الملك قدامي. فجاه الا يشر لي الملك رحمه الله، انا جالس على يمين نائب الرئيس، كان وقتها جورج بوش الاب، فدقني وقال اظن رئيسك يشر لك. التفت ثاني مره ولا يقول لي. قمت وجيته، طبعا حفله رسميه وفيه فوق ال 150 شخص على طاولات، نصف ربعهم صحفيين ومسؤولين، وانا لابس لبس عربي سعودي، وقمت بيستي، كل الناس شافوا، وكان صار الناس يتعبون وش اللي صاير، ليش السفير السعودي راح للملك؟ دنقت عليه قال لي اسمعني زين، تطلع برا وتنادي ماكفارلين مستشار رئيس الامن الوطني وتقول له ارغب ان الرئيس يحذف الفقره في خطابه كلها اللي عن الشرق الاوسط، واذا لا، اذا ترى انا بقول شيء كرد على هالفقره لا حيعجب الرئيس ولا وتكون هالزياره سلبيه. قلت طال عمرك يا بساله وش؟ قال بس روح سم. طلعت و الشرط صرت اشتري الماكفارلين. ماذا وقفت واحد من اللي يخدمون وقلت له لو تروح للاستاذ ماكفارلين قل له بندر يبيك برا. راح له وجاني، خير يا بندر في شيء؟ قلت كذا وكذا وكذا. قال لي بس وش اللي حصل؟ والله ما ادري، الملك ما قال لي شيء. طيب كيف عرف الملك عن الفقره اللي في الخطاب؟ قلت له كذلك ما اعرف. قال لي طيب وظنك العمليه جاده؟ اشهد بالله انها جاده. فهد ما يمزح وقت الجد، يبتسم لكن احرص الى ابتسام وهو زعلان. رجع ماكفارلين وجلس على الطاوله وخذ المنيو وكتب على ظهره شيء واعطاه احد اللي يخدمون على العشاء وسلمها للرئيس ريغن. الرئيس ريغن قراه واخذ خطابه واعطاه للشخص هذا اللي جابه لماكفارلين. ماكفارلين اخذ قلم وصار يشطب ورجع الخطاب على الرئيس ريغن. وانا الان واقف برا وناظر فيني وقال لي، رجعت انا ونظرت في الملك قلت له، حز راسه وجلست. سالني نائب الرئيس وش اللي حصل؟ قلت والله ما ادري. خلصنا العشاء وقفوا الخطابات، القى الرئيس ريغن خطاب، طبعا شكر الملك ورحب به والى اخره وعلى العلاقات الثنائيه وقت الرئيس روزفلت الملك عبد العزيز، الخطاب التقليدي بين السعوديه وامريكا. ثم قال، وانا الحقيقه اعرف ان جلاله الملك يشجع الشباب والرياضه وانكم عندكم فرق كره قدم في مشاركه في العاب في مختلف دول العالم والى اخره، واتمنى لكم يعني زياره ناجحه وانكم ترتاحون في بلدنا. وخلاص صفقوا الناس، قام الملك ولا طلع الخطاب اللي كان معه في جيبه والقى كلمه وقال نفس الشيء، شكر الرئيس على حسن الضيافه وعلاقات المتينه والتاريخيه بين الملك عبد العزيز وروزفلت. ثم سكت شوي وقال، وانت على حق يا فخامه الرئيس، انا احب اشجع الشباب والرياضه وبالذات كره القدم. احنا الان عندنا فريقين للشباب، واحد يلعب في بيجين في الصين، والفريق الثاني يلعب في موسكو في الاتحاد السوفيتي. والحقيقه الشباب لازم يتشجعون يكونون رياضيين، وهذا وشكرا على حسن الضيافه. وجلس الوفد السعودي من الامير سعود الله يرحمه ونازل.
If you watch the speech, the whole thing was just about sports in Saudi Arabia. LOL. Wait, really? Okay. Oh, 7 more minutes. We're almost done with this.
الاتحاد السوفيتي. والحقيقه الشباب لازم يتشجعون يكونون رياضيين، وهذا وشكرا على حسن الضيافه. وجلس الوفد السعودي من الامير سعود الله يرحمه ونازل، كلهم ينظرون فيني مثل يقولون وش اللي حصل؟ الخطاب مليان كلام عن الشرق الاوسط وعن انا ما قلت شيء. خلصنا ودع الرئيس، جينا نمشي. قال الامير سعود انت وبند اركبوا معي. ركبنا معه في السياره ولا قال ولا كلمه. يوم وصلنا السكن التفت على سعود الله يرحمهم، قال ما عجبك خطابي؟ قال طال عمرك دائما انت موفق. ما سالني شيء. يوم نزلنا وراح للسكن شوي اللي ينادوني قالوا يبغاك.
That was a nice puzzle.
قال لي انت ما عندك فضول تعرف وش اللي حصل؟ قلت والله طال عمرك عندي فضول. قال لي
7 minutes until this is over.
ان الخطاب يبث مباشر في المملكه. فانا حبيت اقول لك السبب، وحبيت اعطيك توجيه وش يكون رد فعلك، لان بعد ما تنزل من عندي بتجيك مكالمات كثيره، اولها ترى من الامير عبد الله ولي العهد الله يرحمه وسلطان وسلمان ونايف والاخوان. قلت له سم طال عمرك. قال اولا تقول انا والله ما ادري، الى ان انا اللي رجعت انا احكي معهم، لكن انت بقول لك السبب. انا منشغل بالي من يوم ما قالوا لك انهم ما يعطونا خطاب الرئيس مقدما. فيقول يوم جلسنا على العشاء سالت المترجم انت شلون بتترجم خطابي؟ قال والله السفاره اعطونا نسخه بالانجليزي عشان وانت تلقي الخطاب بالعربي انا اترجم بالانجليزي. قال طيب وبالنسبه للرئيس شلون بتترجم بالعربي؟ قال معي نسخه بالعربي لخطاب الرئيس، هو معه نسخه بالانجليزي واذا صار يقراها انا بقرا النسخه اللي ترجمها بالعربي. طيب ممكن اشوفها؟ قال مترجم والله انا اسف يا جلاله الملك لكن عندنا تعليمات ما نعط احد يطلع على هذا الخطاب الا لين يبدا الرئيس يلقيه. قال خير. قل وبعدين يقول غيرت رايي ودنقت على ريغن قلت له بانجليزيه الملك كانت محدوده لكنها تمشي الحال. قال له مستر بريزيدنت I like to see your speech your talk. التفت ريغن الله يرحم الملك وهذاك راح يرحمه بعد. قال المترجم عندك نسخه بالعربي؟ قال وريها الملك. ريغن ما كان عنده حساسيه للموضوع. قال المترجم عندك نسخه بالعربي؟ قال وريها الملك. ريغن ما كان عنده حساسيه للموضوع، شافها طبيعي. خذ المترجم واعطى الملك الخطاب. قرأ الفقره اللي عن الشرق الاوسط تبدا: يا صديقي الرئيس كارتر والرئيس السادات ورئيس الوزراء بيغن صنعوا التاريخ باتفاقيه كامب ديفيد. انا اتمنى ان شاء الله اني انا وانت ورئيس وزراء اسرائيل نصنع التاريخ مره ثانيه. هذه الفقره اللي كان الملك يبيه يشيلها. ومقابلها كان في خطاب الملك حديثه انه بالنسبه للقضيه الفلسطينيه هي قضيه اساسيه والشعب الفلسطيني ونحن نبغى العدل والسلام والقرارات الامم المتحده. قال الملك ما دام شلنا هذا بنشيل اللي عندنا. الجميع يسال معقول الملك في هالموقف هالظرف الحساس يحكي عن كره القدم والفريق السعودي في الصين والفريق السعودي في روسيا؟ اذا عرف السبب بطل العجب. ما طلعت من عندها الا قالوا لي ولي العهد اتصل فيك، الامير سلطان كلم مرتين، الامير نايف، الامير سلمان. رحت ورديت على الجميع وكل زقت والله انا ما ادري احنا عندنا الخطاب ولكن اللي حصل لنا هذا اللي قاله الملك. اللي اقصده ما عندنا مزاودات وشعارات نبيعها للناس، عندنا مواقف واعمال. اذا جينا من 85 الى 93 كانوا الفلسطينيين يتفاوضون على اتفاقيه اوسلو ولا بلغوا المصريين. حسني مبارك الله يرحمه يقول لي شخصيا انه بعد ما وصلوا للاتفاق في اوسلو وقبل ما يروحون للامريكان عشان يتحدد موعد المناسبه والتوقيع الاتفاقيه والاعتراف المتبادل بين الفلسطينيين والاسرائيليين، يقول رابين طلب يجي يشوفني وجاني وعرفت من رابين ان الفلسطينيين وصلوا لاتفاق مع الاسرائيليين قبل الفلسطينيين لا يقولوا لنا احنا. قلت على كل حال المهم انكم وصلتوا للاتفاق، هذا اهم شيء. نظر يقول معقوله يا بندر؟ قلت والله يا فندم الرئيس عندنا مثل يقولون الشيوخ ابخص، فما انت رئيس هذا الرؤساء انا ما اقدر اعلق عليه. ضحكنا صارت اتفاقيه اوسلو اللي قال عنها ابو عمار انها اتفاقيه كامب ديفيد الحكم الذاتي 10 مرات افضل من اوسلو. فرصه ضايعه. طلبوا انهم يرجعون لاتفاقيه الحكم الذاتي اللي مرفقه باتفاق معاهده كامب ديفيد، وقيل لهم هذا ما عاد على الطاوله. في الان عرض اخر. مأساة المتضرر الاول منها الشعب الفلسطيني، وهذا اللي يؤلم. هذا اللي يؤلم. واقول الاشياء هذه انا فقط ما هو للعالم بس للمواطن السعودي والمواطنه السعوديه وشبابنا وشاباتنا عشان يسمعون ويعرفون وش حصل. دولتكم قيادتكم مواقفها ترفع الراس، والتاريخ يشهد والوثائق تشهد. والآن أنا شاركتكم في ما حصل.
We watched them all. Okay. What was the point of the story with the Saudi Arabian king? Was it Faisal? Fuck, I keep forgetting. Faisal? It's not. I don't know how to pronounce this fucking guy's name. I don't even know if this was the one. No, it was Fad. It was Fad at the time. It was apparently that they just didn't want to say shit about Palestine because they didn't think anything was going to happen, basically. I guess. But, okay. I love you guys. I'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully my voice is... my voice didn't give out today, so that's good, right? So we're on the right path, okay? Hopefully by tomorrow we'll be 100%. I can feel it. Faisal. We have a part 3 to watch. We already watched that. We watched that one first. All right. Here, have Simba the God.
The man before you is naked.
Rip Reno Duders.
Yes, we do.
Peace out.
I was really hoping we wouldn't. The Union appeared to be suspect in this case. It seems like a dangerous route to go down.
But what other options?
Yeah! Bang!
How? Yes, the buckle, where it ties the cargo belt to the tree. If the shot hits that, then there might be a
Yeah, now we're talking.
I thought I said
Kuno with some
shoot the
shit.
branch. But
They'll miss. The pigs will miss Kuno.
yeah, I guess shooting the buckle's good too. Depends how like sturdy this tree is. Probably pretty sturdy though.
The lieutenant's brow is furrowed. He appears too deep in concentration to even notice what you said. Silence. With his elbow sharp and produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge in the barrel, separates the scouring stick, and gives the cartridge 5 tucks. He then steps back and assumes the fellow's desk position, taking aim. The corner of his eye twitches. His finger is on the trigger.
He's gonna fucking miss.
The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that echoes up.
God damn it.
Oh my God. That was so many types of wrong. He feels bad about it. About his eyes mostly. Just having bad eyesight. Probably from a young age. Whatever you do, do...
Fucking idiot!
Kuno could have hit it easy, but then Kuno's not fucking handicapped.
I have to say, it's beginning to look unlikely we can get him down.
Take his gun and show him how to use it.
Climb up there and there has to be a less risky way. With less falling down of trees. It's bad as it is. Go ahead.
This is the...
Yeah, take it, you fucking but.
The cold piece.
The fuck are you?
The buckle.
Why don't you just shoot yourself in your mouth? At least you won't miss. Or what? You gonna fuck me? Do it! Set me free!
You feel as though it would be dangerous to set this creature free to roam about the cosmos.
Oh, look at her with her arms outstretched. She's like, oh, that's cool.
Don't.
Do it! Put it right here, Mulka! Right here!
You hear an explosion within the weapon in your hand. The branches of the pine tree behind the girl shake ever so lightly. Your ears are still ringing. A plume of smoke has erupted from the barrel. The little monstrosity stands in the cloud. Her face is petrified. Then it begins to twist, demonically. She is disappointed, trapped, entangled in this world. All because of the continuously appalling marksmanship of law officials.
You fucking learn to shoot!
Whoa, see? Pig tried to shoot you. You're alive?
Yes, Kuno, I can see that!
You sense nylon moving somewhere to your left. There's motion in your peripherals. Then it's already too late. The gun has left your hand, still numb from the recoil. The lieutenant holsters it under his arm.
I think you're underestimating the gravity of this situation, officer. We need to take a breather from this scene, now. We need to go to the harbor and ask the leader of the Union to have it taken down. They have the tools, and they have men.
I kind of want to reload the save until we kill her. I'll try one more time.
The man before you is...
Yes, we do.
Yeah!
How?
Horse branch to shoot the bell.
It absolutely will not, officer. That's not how physics work.
Yeah, now we're talking.
They'll miss! The pigs will miss, Kuno!
The lieutenant's brow is furrowed. He appears too deep in concentration to even notice what you said.
I have to let him shoot first.
But what else can we do?
He breathes out.
Oh yeah, do this shit! Fuck it up!
I'll blow his head off.
Take it!
Yeah, take...
Silence and produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge in the barrel, separates the scouring stick, and gives the cartridge 5 tucks. He then steps back and assumes the fellow's desk position, taking aim. The corner...
He's gonna fuck...
The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that...
God damn it.
Oh my god. That was so many types of wrong. He feels bad about it.
Fucking...
Kuno could have hit it easy, but then Kuno's not fucking handicapped, is he?
I have to say, it's beginning to look unlikely.
Take his gun and show him.
It's bad as... Go ahead.
They only have...
This is the...
Yeah, take it, you fucking banana pointer!
The buckle comes into focus in your sights.
Why don't you just shoot yourself in your mouth? At least you won't miss. Do it! Set me free!
I want to hear her do the slur. It doesn't have to be
Feel as though
censored.
it would be dangerous to set this creature free.
Don't.
Do it!
You hear an explosion. within the
Terrible,
web in your hand.
terrible, bro.
The branches of the pine tree behind the girl shake.
Alright. That's enough of that. Yesterday I rolled like 6 double sixes. It was awesome. Wait, let's see if we can improve our hand-eye coordination. So we need to improve our motorics. I don't want to have to go down to the harbour and ask for help. Be frank.
The man before you is
Wait, I forgot to check my clothes.
the man before.
Yes, we do.
Yeah,
How? Yes.
they'll miss. The pigs will miss, Kuno.
I'll blow his...
Take it.
Yeah, take.
Silence and produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge.
Did you see that
in the
work clip I
barrel,
posted? Yeah, I saw
separates
the one of him
scour
yelling at
stick,
Viv.
and gives the cartridge.
It's
5
very
times,
fiery.
securing it in place.
Viv has always been like a
He
horrific
then
person,
steps
so
back and assumes the fellow's desk position. Taking
I
aim.
don't find it hard to
The corner
like
of
see
his
that she would
eye
fall into
touches.
fascism like
His
fairly
finger
quick.
is on the trigger.
I feel like she does it all the time, in fact. For people to finally call her out is like good, because Viv is like not a popular creator. She's just someone who's like draws numbers for everyone else's stream, right? So the entire existence of Viv is just purely as like for people to farm their channels. Yeah, I've hated Viv ever since I first like came on Twitch.
He's gonna fucking miss.
The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that
God damn it.
A lot of things were wrong with that shot. The fellow's test was the wrong choice. His shoulders were raised, but above all, he cannot trust his eyesight. Oh my god, he feels bad about it.
Kuno could have hit it easy, but then Kuno's not fucking handicapped, is he?
No, we are lucky as any more mistakes could put us in an unfortunate, but I have to say, it's beginning to look...
You know, you don't feel like too bad of a shot. Take his gun and show him how to use it.
It's bad as it is. Us shooting firearms like punks. Go ahead, I'm not stopping you. Just don't lose it.
They only have.
This is the sorriest pair of pigs Kuno's ever seen.
Yeah, take it, you fucking banana boyka. Take it and shoot yourself in the mouth.
The cold piece of bakelite and gunmetal. You've held this.
The fuck are you waiting?
The buckle comes.
Why don't you just shoot yourself in your mouth? At least you won't miss.
That was good, right? Fuck, maybe not.
A plume of smoke erupts from the barrel. Your hand goes numb from the explosion. With your... You missed the...
Fuck it, I'm trying again. I don't want to... I swear it'll be quicker to try again than to go all the way down to the harbour.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and white boots. His skin is marbled.
Yes, we do.
Dude, this is the
Man,
easiest
she just
part
took
of
us
the
watching
video.
Invader V.
Oh, the new Kaisa? You want to watch the new Kaisa? Sure. Totally watch the new Kaisa.
110 viewers. God
Let's
damn.
go.
That guy fucking blew up, and I just got left in the dust.
New video yesterday.
I guess he just did it by talking a bit about, like,
Especially now that we
Hold on. Just so you guys know, every time she says something you didn't know, it's your responsibility to type this emote in chat, okay? We're learning. We're all learning right now.
I love this girl. Let me bring it up on stream.
especially now that we have the technology, there's no reason to use single-use plastics except for medical or emergency situations. Kya? Mite. Axios reports that a multi-day ceasefire is imminent, and there's going to be an exchange of people. Jansu. Osama. Charities in the UK warn of a pandemic of poverty as a record 1.5 million emergency food parcels were handed out over the past 6 months, 65% of which went to families with children. The US egg industry calls 300 million baby
This is
meals
answering your
every
question,
year
Hillshire.
because they're economically useless to the factories. Sayonara! Tadaima! By 2030, institutional investors may control 40% of single-family rental homes in the US. This industry got its start after the 2008 financial crisis. Sugoi ne. Nani? In the US, the leading cause of ECDE during pregnancy is homicide, hey, and the leading cause...
The harbour's full of the communist dock workers, and they'll have the tools to help get the body down.
Especially now that we...
Wow. True. So many true statements. Just because I wonder if we have like new people here, if we should watch another one quickly.
Yeah!
How? Yes.
I forgot to take the drugs.
What else can we do?
Alright, I'm gonna quick save here, because I probably will try to do this again if I fail.
The man before you is naked, but
Because you
for a
haven't seen
pair
much of those harbour
underpants and
workers.
white boots. His skin is marbled with
So the harbour
decaying
workers are all on
veins
strike.
blotched by lividity. On his chest, a fading web of tattoos.
And
the cargo belt used.
Yes, we
there's
do.
a bunch of harbour workers called the Hardy Boys who are in the Whirling and Rags, which is the hotel that you start off in. It's like a bar with 3 rooms that you can rent. And me and Kim have one of the rooms each, and then that girl had the other room.
He breathes
Oh yeah, do this shit! Fuck it up!
silence and produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge in the barrel, separates the scouring stick, and gives the cartridge 5 tucks, securing it. He then steps back and assumes the fellow's desk position.
He's gonna fucking miss!
The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that echoes.
God damn it.
A lot of things were wrong with that shot. The fellow. Oh my god. That was so many types of wrong. Who taught for? He feels bad about it. About his eyes mostly.
Okay.
Just having bad eyesight.
must go.
probably from a young age. Whatever you do not console him.
Sognick, is this worth watching?
Willie Mack show confronted by Hassan Parker fans.
I don't have better.
GS2. LK is actually watching good content.
Kuno could have hit it easy, but then Kuno.
I have to see.
You know, take his gun and show him how to use it.
It's bad. Go ahead.
This is the.
Yeah, take it, you fucking but.
The
Don't
buckle
hesitate.
comes into
Take the
Why
shot.
don't you just shoot yourself in your mouth? At least you
There we go,
won't
we got it.
miss.
Yes!
The buckle explodes into tiny pieces.
It's been hanging there for like 2 weeks.
With your hand numb from the recoil, you look at the body slump down. For a moment, the man appears to kneel in front of you, looking straight at you, helpless, trapped within itself.
Nice, we get to talk to the body again.
Communism.
Oh, true.
It takes a millisecond for the association to flash within your cortex. You have no idea where it's coming from, only that it's right. Then the rigor in his muscles gives up, and he smashes sideways into the spring mud, letting out a horrid stench.
Yeah, now shoot the kid. We'll do another playthrough where I'll level half-light, hand-eye coordination. This one's got max leveled physical instruments, which maybe if I had more half-light, I'd be more likely to attack people, and then physical instruments would be a bit more interesting. But my dude doesn't really feel like attacking people, and the physical instruments isn't so good. So maybe I would still level physical instruments on my Psycho playthrough. You've been policed. RCM, baby, RCM. How did I do that?
By being a damn good shot. Ace is high.
Nice.
The Ace is High, a custom invented by the aerostatic brigades during the revolution, is used to celebrate success in Revachol, especially in sports. The gesture is spread across the world, despite the defeat of the revolutionaries themselves.
I am the best.
You could add an Ace's Low to it, if you like, by turning your back after the high and waiting for another. The high arrives with a sharp slap. As you turn around, there is a moment of doubt. Feels like that low ain't gonna connect. Chill, it's gonna connect. But then it does, and with furious precision. The lieutenant is not one to leave an Ace's Low hanging.
I knew these guys were.
Yeah, with faggots, got a problem with it?
Kuno cracks with laughter. Sounds like someone strangling a seagull. It's clear he enjoys himself.
I knew they'd suck each other off.
We will perform a field autopsy and determine the cause of death. But before... Excuse me.
Everyone's happy, you know, the kids are happy, we're happy. It's good. I don't know if
Slumped on
Kim's
the
that
ground
happy,
like
but,
that
you
has
know.
not improved the way the corpse smells. The fall seems to have released something deep inside it.
It looks like I feel like taking a break
I
from
don't
this
think
dance.
Kim's a homophobe though,
I'm
so he
sorry
probably
to
doesn't
interrupt
care.
the jubilations here. Just a little breather before we do the autopsy.
I doubt Kim even fucks around with women. He's way too much Giga Chad. It looks like I feel like taking a break from the stench. I'm sorry to interrupt the jubilations here. Just a little breather before we do the field autopsy.
Yes. The 4 phases of a murder
That's just
scene.
exciting.
1. Investigation of the scene. I'm satisfied with that part. The trash container, the prints, we've been thorough enough. 2. Initial examination of the victim. We were pretty good in our efforts, and the autopsy will provide another chance. 3. Field autopsy. This will not be pleasant or easy, and it will have to be performed on the scene.
The fuck are they on about?
Cops are gonna cut his shit up next.
4 and final, transport of the coroner's case to the district morgue. I'll do that. God, this stinks.
Got it.
Good. I would suggest we interview Everhart and Joyce, the leader of the Union and the Wild Pines rep. But we've already done that, so it's up to you, Detective. Take us where we need to be.
He trusts you have plenty of things in the task chain lined up.
We just gotta do this body. Let's go.
The rotting man lies on his side, with his eyes looking straight through you. The belt is still around his neck.
I need to eat.
His body is
honest.
up. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them. Unfortunately, no. They are better than nothing. Tell you what, I perform the anatomical side of things, while you will take notes. That's right.
The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with
Hold up, let me put the gloves on.
the corpse does not
Looking good, Bruta. I might need some electrochemistry. No, we already got it from the pans. Just like whatever will stop us from like throwing up when we do this autopsy. Logic is probably good. Gained a level, nice. Fuck it. Usually I would sort of save this point for something, but I can't add it to physical instruments, which is like what I'd want. It seems like I could probably take a drug and then add one to physical instruments. If I have a drug, that'll increase my physique. Probably not. Oh no, I do. Alright. Go try to kick that door in.
Lies on his side, with his eyes looking straight through you. The belt is still around his neck. His body is supine and open to intrusion by autopsy.
Bless me. Kim is gay, I think. What makes you think that Kim's gay?
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses.
I was just thinking he was probably gay because he's such a giga chad, you know? I just imagine that he has the same attitude with women that he's sort of had with the men. Except when he wants a man, he's just like, oh wow, he's probably got a partner. He's probably a romantic. Be honest.
The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with
That's you.
The corpse is indifferent to your scribblings, just lies there. The next box says
KK57 dash 0803.0815.
KK equals Kim Kitsuragi. 57 equals Precinct 57, followed by his date, 0803, and time of arrival, 0815, on the scene. He's indexed the case after himself, not you.
And what would that make the alphanumeric?
HDB 41, 0803. Help me out with the time of day, anyone. Let's say 1300. A good time to start drinking. 1111. It's meaningful.
True. I have no idea what time I got here.
Good. Let's go with that. We've heard the nom de guerre. Lely. It's better than nothing. Write it down.
Maybe I should have put one of those times down.
What's
It probably doesn't matter just as long as I have a
Date
time.
of birth? NA.
Who was Laley again? Oh, that's him. True.
Roughly 50.
Dry 40. The damage is so extensive, it's better to err on the young side. He nods.
Mondial.
The pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial nor anything other.
Fucky, fucky!
The little monster exclaims energetically.
Male.
Pigs can have sex!
Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face.
We're still going with March 4th. 51. What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case.
HDB 41 0803 listens, motionless, with the cargo belt still around his neck. Only one box remains.
None. At least not after the initial examination. Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem.
How did you not know that? Aren't you a cop? You're leaving a weak impression here. Say something sure-handed.
Lividity pointed to a lynching. Yeah. Let me try to remember. Do I think he was killed by the lynching or killed and then lynched? I'm not so sure. Didn't the footprints look like he was carried
They'd
over?
have to have incapacitated and carried him over. This man was more than a match for untrained dog walkers.
He places his hand on the dead man's chest.
Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature, a holdout from pre-DeLorean burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform. Then, somewhere in Jamrock North, a small wood shed behind Rosenkrantz Row, Lieutenant Nick Feuerbach puts his hand to the chest of a small corpse, no larger than a monkey. It's raining outside, light drizzle. There is dark elsewhere yet. An obese female sits in a wicker chair, her silhouette bull-like against the window. Outside, Grand Coudon. The day is turning dim for Sergeant Mac Dawson. Hand extended, he approaches, to make sure she is dead more than anything else. The building is tall, 7 stories wind-wrapped in solitude. Most of the apartments are unoccupied. This was a suicide, the other an accident, the small one. And so, all across Jamrock, Coal City, GRIH, 42 deceased persons found today, 42 stations of breath.
Holy.
We should start the post-mortem.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copier paper tries to answer why.
I'm afraid we can't continue before we've gone through both the external and internal examination first, thoroughly. Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodin, I think. Let's see.
See, it's happening.
Babrodin, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid.
The boots are ceramic, vitreous enamel. They are fused to his skin from blood flowing downward post-mortem. Removal of the boots is left for processing. Tattoos. The upper torso is covered in a single, continuous tattoo, resembling a national pattern. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings, to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene, using a Trigat Mini. The deceased has a cargo lashing belt around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color yellow. Length 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end. Well-nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age 42. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature below freezing.
The spine is bent more than the lieutenant compensated for. This buster's actual height is about 1.85. And no, you could not take him straight on.
Of course, I undercompensated. Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short.
The hair under your latex fingers feels cold to touch, wet. The stench is suffocating. Strands of dark brown hair start sticking to the latex of the glove, like thread off a rag doll's head. There must be brilliantine in there. He's combed his hair back with oil. More hair sticks to the glove. Hair off the rain-soaked head of a dead man. There are bumps and dips on the skull below. An alien landscape. For a fraction of a second you feel something. An irregularity. But then it's gone. Too minute to register in your mind. What was what? Brilliantine. There's brilliantine in his hair.
Okay.
Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs. Consistent with stones thrown post-mortem. Low velocity.
Fucking low velocity? You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max. Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest. Consistent with predation. Ligature mark.
The lieutenant produces a small folding knife. Oh man, I think it rained and now I've got hay fever. Produces it with the other hand, pulling on the belt. He starts cutting into the polyester. The stench is horrid. After a while, it's obvious the material cannot be cut.
The steel wiring. There's too much. We need to remove the belt so we can get to the ligature mark.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters.
Always good to think ahead. Now,
He points to the rope squeezing the dead man's
we need
neck.
to cut the belt to see the ligature mark below. Carefully, with as much precision as you can.
See? My pig is gonna fuck his head off.
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
The belt is equally tight around the whole circumference of his neck, swelling over the edges like white bread rising from the east. The knot is the weak spot. The chain cutters fit in there, steady now, like a flower arranger. 2 cuts and it should come loose. After some deliberation, you sink the cutters into the knot tying the belt together. You squeeze the rubber handles together, sweat forming on your brow. Snap! The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck and the dark red ligature mark around it.
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck.
As it ought to. This is where its grip on the curdled meat is gentlest, pulling up.
Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters. Chest is intact, normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant, pelvis intact, genitalia...
He pulls down the man's underpants.
No! Let's get out and see!
I fucking knew it!
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury.
The dead man's penis is average-sized, congested from the downward collection of blood. The testicles are uneven in length, hanging underneath. The genitalia is greenish. Marbling is present around the crotch. You should touch it. Doesn't feel like anything. A cold spot under your gardening gloves. Unremarkable and unalive.
My pig's so fucking ill right now.
His voice swells with pride.
Oh, your pig's pretty sick, I gotta say.
Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are old combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip.
Bullets have bitten little pieces out of him. It must have been excruciating, especially the hip. Before you is a temple of pain that knew little tenderness in life.
In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin.
From wounds sustained over 2, maybe more decades, dispersal and accumulation indicates long and active combat duty.
Last item, hands.
He takes the man's right hand and inspects it, then moves on to the other hand. Let the lieutenant work alone.
Hands are clean. No sign of a recent struggle.
Were we expecting
I
men?
was. Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, this stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment. Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next?
Time for the internal.
Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
Of course, there is a moral to be drawn from it. A moral to this story.
If I may add the moral of the
What
story.
would that be?
The dead man looks, too, with barely contained excitement to hear the moral of his story.
The brain is very valuable, very vulnerable to compromises in its blood supply.
I think that may well be the moral of every story, officer.
The lieutenant grins. Alright, you know.
Good. Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it, gently. A rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous. You hear cracks as the lieutenant moves his sharp fingers inside the flesh, like the creaking of an old house at night.
Yeah, jack that fucker off!
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Unremarkable. Respiratory system.
Back hunched as from prior, he begins to pry open the dead man's jaws. He stops to exert more force, both hands are
He's
used.
really doing it. The dead man's teeth cut into his gloved hands.
Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen, hemorrhaging present in mucosa of the lips and mouth.
No scream, no sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's humid there. Sickly sweet air, unlike anything living. You feel like you're about to throw up again, straight in that mouth of his. No, you don't. You can keep it in. You can keep anything in.
Look deeper inside.
You manage to suppress the contractions trying to enter your stomach. All it takes is concentration. Through it, you see nothing but darkness. More meat and darkness. Deep silence as always.
Hemorrhaging present in mucus.
The lieutenant repeats impatiently. He lets go of the jaws, the mouth snaps shut before you.
Hepatobiliary. NA.
Why don't we have anything?
Are you a hepatobiliary expert?
He looks at the corpse's stomach with a mixture of tiredness and disgust. I don't think so.
Neither am I.
And
That's it.
That's it.
Same for toxicology and serology. NA. Unless you have untapped reservoirs of knowledge there?
The completionist me wonders if there's something we can
Like a
still do.
toxicology screening? At this stage, I doubt processing will find anything, even if he was brimming with cocaine. But still, you should add a request.
Yeah, I did read some books earlier.
Brimming with cocaine.
Right in a toxicology request.
Cardiovascular. The body exhibits heavy lividity. Blood has gathered in the hands, feet, and neck. Hypostasis is visually consistent with the hanging.
Write it down.
Gastrointestinal.
He breathes a sigh of approaching relief. This is the last field on the list. He looks around to the ground, the pool of feces there.
This will do.
Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila.
He touches the corpse's bloated lower abdomen briefly.
What's next on the list?
Description of injuries, now that we've fully examined the body.
Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fields. Leave a 4th one too.
Be thorough if you want maximum results.
Head, chest, and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be consulted. And your opinion, officer?
Non-fatal post-mortem.
Agreed. Next injury? So,
Contusion.
the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. The perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it post-mortem.
At maximum velocity, fucko!
Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath
Non-fatal
the description
post-mortem.
of injury.
Right. Next,
Ligature
a
marks.
dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters. The hyoid bone is fractured, the cervical column intact. I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No signs of clawing on the neck.
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the side. The ring around his neck is visible. Think for a moment. There's time. Don't rush. What was that about no clawing around the neck? You'd be clawing for your life.
That's it. We have established cause of death. It's not much, and it leaves much to be questioned. But it's a start. Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over.
I still don't know if the hanging was what killed him, but I put down that as the fatal injury. He produces a small black plastic roll from his jacket, a body bag. Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over. First, how did it go?
We established probable cause of death. Some would say that's the goal of an autopsy. We also requested a toxicological screening. That was thorough. The results should arrive in a couple of weeks, if we are lucky. I would not hold my breath. We were thorough with the list of injuries, too. We described them all in detail. What is there to say? Given the circumstances, it was a professional field autopsy.
Oh yeah, well done, Master Detective. Maybe a drink is in order?
Perhaps a drink is in order later.
Now, you see, that worries me. You will die if you drink. You know that, don't you? You are proving a useful detective. The organization would miss you.
Please get yourself together. The lieutenant from Precinct 57 thinks.
What now?
I need a copy of that autopsy form. Then I will drive him to Faubourg.
Rip out a copy of the autopsy pages.
For processing.
He looks at the dead man one more time, then at the slip of red paper in his hands, then at the corpse again.
You tilt your head, also looking at the corpse. I'm sure we didn't get everything. There's always something.
Fuck. Tell me, who are you, dead man?
I'm gone. Into the wild pale yonder. In the past. Way out west.
What was that, pale yonder? Do you know what the pale is?
The pale, Coppo. It spooks me out.
The corpse is silent. The nose in the middle of his face is swollen. So are his cheeks. His lips are motionless.
And so you're gone, but who are you?
A joke. Look at me.
You are now, but who were you when you were alive?
A killer. A motherfucker. And a killer.
Takes one to know one.
I have another question for you.
Go ahead, Kobo.
What is happening?
What do you mean?
I'm talking to
It's
you.
the power of your
Like frothy liquid starts bubbling from his lips.
imagination. Go ahead. Ask me more questions. You fucking love questions.
Why do I love questions so much?
Because you're a copperoonie. Look at all of them go. Do you want more questions?
Yeah, give me questions. Give me a comical amount of questions.
Coming right up, copperoonie Rooney. This is getting upbeat now.
My name Rooney?
Fuck no. You're no Rooney.
Rooney is not who I am. I'm Harry.
No, you're not a Harry either. You're a motherfucker. That's who you are. Rooney the motherfucker.
Why do I feel like I've forgotten something terrible?
Because you have.
True. Who killed you?
Love did me in, brother Copo. It was love all along.
Which was it then that killed you? Love or communism?
Huh?
You said love killed you, but when you fell down, you said it was communism.
You're misquoting me, Rooney. I said communism killed me. Love did me in.
You ask me a question.
Sure, Lobo. I can ask you a question. Why are you doing this?
What?
Looking at my face. Motionless. Looking into my eyes. Standing here. Why are you investigating my murder?
I didn't have anything else to do because he told me to. Maybe this will lead to something indescribable, unforeseen, miraculous.
Ha!
The clown lips on the corpse appear to smile. Something is on its way. Something hidden. It's coming. A miracle from the northwest, and it's almost here. You can feel it in the air, on your hands. The cold spring air smoothing them over.
I hate you. You're stinking and boring.
Do I remind you of someone?
Myself in the bathroom mirror.
There you go. Look at that bright kid. We're birds of a feather, you and I. Soon you will be just like me. Just keep drinking and having a good time. It's a matter of weeks.
Feeling nausea, vomiting, tenderness or pain around the liver area, tiny red lines on the skin above waist level, more like days, Hopper. The clock is ticking. Your liver tells you so.
Come back later, Coppo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible, also, see me in your dreams.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath. You run your hands over the victim's cold body, his limbs, his torso with its swollen organs. Maybe you should be more thorough. His fingernails have turned dark. They're chipped and quite long. There is dirt under them. That's all.
Do you think we missed something?
You can't shake the feeling that there are more secrets concealed in the flesh before you.
Okay, well, we are in livor mortis here. He is disintegrating. We need to refrigerate the body if we want to conduct another examination, and we need to do it fast. Hey, wasn't there a giant ice bear sarcophagus below that building?
Fuck, I unplugged that though.
Now, that's an overstatement. It's not actually for storing cadavers, or at least I hope so. I think we should take a look at it first. Make sure it's big enough before we carry him over. Let's move. With every hour, whatever we are looking for.
I feel like wishing genocide on a certain group of people transcends different political opinions, and I would say if you were wishing genocide on white, black, Mexican, whatever people, that could be grounds to be fired. But I'm also very, very weary of the idea of people getting fired from their jobs for things and opinions that they have that are not necessarily expressing on the job, and it's a very, very scary thought.
Okay, sure, but like, I don't even think this professor was legitimately advocating for the genocide of white people.
He's weird, right? The Drexel guy. Like when he says white genocide, he claims to mean it in the sense that an end to whiteness, right? That's the
Oh shit! It's Spriggs. Look, guys, it's Spriggs.
the postmodernist interpretation
Spriggs
of
is in
what
DGG.
white means. But the problem is,
we can talk about this concept if you want. What do you think an end to whiteness means?
Good or is it shitty?
White supremacy. They're not talking about white skin, right? That's the claim.
Okay,
however, it's interpreted
that's not,
very weirdly
that's
depending
not
on
what
who you talk to.
So that's not what an end to whiteness means. So I've read tons of articles on this because people like Blair White tweet out this shit all the time. Basically, what people have a problem with is that the concept of whiteness seems to be an arbitrary concept that people only use to fuck with other people. So for instance, somebody will say like, we should end the concept of whiteness or whatever, and they'll point to things where like at points in time, Italians weren't considered white or Irishmen weren't considered white. Or if you go back really far, people like Germans or Spaniards or Swedes or Scandinavians weren't considered white. That what is white is a somewhat arbitrary concept. Now we go forward to today. You're talking to me. I'm half
skin color.
What? Yeah,
No, it's about skin
I'm half
color, because
European,
in
half
America-
Cuban, and people consider me white. Nick Fuentes is a
Right.
white nationalist. His last name is Fuentes, and he is 25% Hispanic. So it seems like the whole concept of white is
True.
just kind of ridiculous. So when people talk about how
It's in
we
facts. Yeah.
sure, how we need to get rid of
To be
whiteness
fair,
or whatever,
most of
usually
the
that's what they're talking about.
most of the
People
white
like Blair
nationalist
White,
movement
and
in the
probably people
Americas
like you,
is
I can't
now
remember specific
Latin
example, but people like Blair
American,
White
so
will pose this as like, oh, they're trying
it
to
is
get
what
rid
it
of all
is.
white people. Hashtag white genocide. They want to kill white people. Now there might be some crazy fucking people on Twitter
There
that say
are a
that.
lot of people. It's not just some. Like it's
Okay,
like
but there
targeting a
aren't,
sheep,
like-
right? People talk about melanin, for example. Those guys, when they talk about whiteness, they mean it literally. And the Drexel guy, I'm kind of on the fence about him. But he, if he was talking about whiteness, like white genocide, and then he started referencing the Haitian Revolution, in which 50,000 white people died.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, and those, I mean, like they were colonials,
Sure. Who was this guy?
The Drexel guy,
Oh, okay,
George
okay.
Lemire.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But he was talking about that. Like, I mean, if he was talking about, say, whiteness in the sense of American, like how Americans perceive whiteness to be, like white supremacy, why would
The
he
man-
mention a thing where
The
people are
lieutenant
actually killed
adjusts
based on their
his
skin
glasses
color?
and
You know,
takes
that
a
is my
deep
question
breath.
to him, and that's
Your
why
arms
I
reach
can't,
out and your eyes
say that
close,
he's just
as if
talking about
by
white
their
supremacy.
own volition.
He's
It's
literally
dark all
talking about
around.
killing white people,
You feel
which
cold,
is fucked
slippery
up,
flesh.
in my opinion.
Veranulius?
I think that the entire way of
chat
communicating
recently,
ending
I think?
whiteness
His
is
face,
really flawed,
his cheeks,
and I
his
don't.
nose, his fat, swollen lips. Like a rubber spider, your gloved hand crawls on his features. Everything is silent, all around. They are swollen shut. You need to really push to get in. Only the little one fits. The flesh changes shape as you bore in, searching for something in the cartilage.
The fuck is he doing?
The thing you're looking for, it's not there. Crawl out, spider. The oral cavity is cold and moist. A ball-like tongue attaches itself to the base of the mouth, lolling around like a scallop. You're on the right track. A vision of black and dark red death, pried open by your hands and studded with teeth. Looks like he's laughing. Death fumes rising from his throat. And there, in the back of his mouth, above the bell of the uvula, right in the soft palate, you see a hole, barely visible to the human eye. It is swollen shut, almost vanished. No larger than 0.4 centimeters in radius, the edges appear darkened. An abrasion collar. This is what we're after.
Abrasion collar.
Kuno is silent. A black trickle of liquid runs into his throat from the wound. Your index fits right in there. A tight tunnel of flesh opens up. Tissue damage. Wide enough for 2 fingers. As you push both in, you reach through his mouth, right into his brainstem.
The fuck is happening?
Ah, shit, see?
Yes, that's what this part is called. You've seen the drawings. You've studied them. The basal ganglia feels clumpy. What entered here has torn apart his reptilian complex. This man will never sleep again. Never wake. Your yellow fingers slide into the remains of the limbic system. There is no resistance. It's gelatinous. The slug-like structures are damaged too. The tearing extends deep into both hemispheres. The lieutenant answers with the sound of his pen on paper.
Fucking cavity, see?
Your fingers are all the way in now, reaching toward the inside of his skull. The cavity goes further, but the entry wound isn't wide enough for the rest of your hand to follow. All the muscles in your body harden. Time to enter him. Your fingers reach toward his skull. His cerebral cortex feels like jelly. Cold jelly. Strange fluid streams down your wrist as you push deeper until you feel it on the tip of your finger. Ice cold serrated metal. Its edges cut right through the latex and into your finger.
Can you get to it?
There's a tiny crack, a protrusion in the cranium, right in the back of his head. Your finger must be pointing straight at it, from the inside. The object that is in there stops just short of the skull, in the encephalus, knocking this tiny fracture into the cranium. This is the irregularity you felt before, the one that was too tiny to register consciously.
We have the makings of a very small exit wound here.
Forget about the fucking exit wound, Beano. The pig is wearing him like a fuck puppet.
You pick the object between your index and middle finger. It feels sharp, like metal. With your face twisting from pain and concentration, all you need to do is just...
My pig's fucking got it?
He's watching his old man get the big prize at the claw game.
What? What is it?
The inside of the head feels cold and smooth, like a glove, sweat dripping down your brow. Careful not to lose the prize between your fingers. With a plop, your hand emerges from the mouth. The garden glove is covered in blood right up to the wrist. Between your fingers, a small flower, a blossom made of lead.
Fucking beautiful!
A bullet.
The bullet falls in the bag, leaving a smattering of blood on the plastic. He raises the bag under his eyes and says,
A non-calibre. Rifled. Some kind of brittle alloy. Fractured on impact. Of course, you deserve it. We need to add an item to the injury list. Injury number 4. Oval entry wound with an abrasion color. Soft palate, back of mouth. High velocity. Temporary cavity in brain tissue. Small exit wound on the occiput. How does that sound? Opinion, fatal injury. And one last thing. We should amend injury number 3. Ligament mark. New opinion, non-fatal. Post-mortem. Treatment.
He's proposing the bullet was the real cause of death, and the hanging an attempt to conceal this fact.
Yes, and the belt around his neck, the hanging, even dragging him to the yard. All of it was done after this man was already dead. I have had my doubts since you showed me the tracks. Why did they carry him over? Why not march him, I thought. There was no satisfying explanation. There have been other signs too. Small details. Everything is too neatly designed for us to assign probable cause here, as we did, full-heartedly. Well, no more.
We almost fell for it, he thinks. Almost. There is, of course, the very real possibility he was both shot and hanged.
That's for us to find out. But this, it will make finding them just a little easier. To put him out of his misery? It's possible, but it doesn't explain all the other dubious things here. Lack of struggle, primarily. I may be intellectually sloppy, but I prefer one theory at a time. And this just smacks of treatment to me. To hide something. The real killer? The real motivation? What really happened here? Oh, you really do. I am glad to hear you say that. Your room in the Whirling in Rags should come with a bathroom. Be sure to make use of it in the evening. Yes, we should take a closer look at it. I am certain it has more to tell us.
This little thing could reveal much about the weapon that shot it.
We bag the corpse and carry him to the holding pen of my kinema. I can transport him to processing myself, but I will be gone for the rest of the day. Work on the case. Tend to personal matters. Try not to do anything too dangerous. An officer needs backup in a neighborhood like this. I'll leave that choice to you. And one more thing. Great work, detective.
The word lingers in the air of the yard. Far away, dogs are barking. Further yet, the sound of motor traffic. Detective.
Shoot, Looney Rooney. Come back later, Coppo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible. Also, see me in your dreams.
All right. I will need a little help carrying him. You take the hands, I'll take the legs.
Kuno saw you wield that can. Sweet graffito action, pig. Kuno likes that delinquent shit. Kuno's part is, you're just shit at life. Now what's your case with Kuno?
It's not Kuno. It's Kuno S. Kuno S is by far the worst of the two. Kuno has no problem being near you, but the other hides behind the fence, afraid for her life, like she's done something very bad. She came up with that psychopathic scheme of screaming for help before. Kuno just wanted to talk to you about his name. Kuno S was the one who wound him up and directed him. Also, Kuno hasn't stopped talking to you, even enjoys it from time to time. When you talk to the other one, it's like talking to a cornered animal. She only hisses and says murder was the case that they gave her. All in all, Kuno respects madness. You cannot hope to outdo her on that front. You must win yourself a few minutes with him alone.
Fuck you whispering about?
He's whispering too. He's going with it. But watch what happens.
Fuck you whispering about!
If Kuno wants to whisper, he's gonna fucking whisper, okay? Let's whisper, pig.
This is it. You've got him. But be careful. You can still fuck this up. Don't make Kuno look bad in this.
Crazy? You don't know the half of it. She's not crazy. She's insane. Dangerous. She's smoked a man. She's done people in. Probably even pigs.
Stop talking to him! Kuno, I'm fucking warning you! You're gonna get us into shit!
She understands what you're trying to do.
Yo, see? Did Kuno not tell ya? Kuno told ya. Kuno talks to whoever he wants. Talk, pig. Kuno's got it under control.
You did it. They're separated. He's even turned his back to her so she can't read his lips.
Fuck no, she's not me sister. She's just a stray who got in, like a mad dog or some shit. Yeah, she was just there.
What was that, Kuno?
She was in the hallway, dripping wet, by the fucking shoe rack, in the dark. Yeah, that's the place. She was just balled up near the closet, psycho style. Kuno's got no fucking idea. Her hair was all wet. I think she pissed on the floor too. She was there for 3 days, in the corner, every time Kuno went out. I don't know. Someone left the door open. Kuno comes home and she's sleeping under the desk, under the pile of clothes, like a dog. Kuno's dad doesn't give a shit. Doesn't even see her there, or thinks it's fucking Kuno. Shit's all on Kuno. Kuno means she killed someone. That's right, she's a killer. Like, actually a killer.
His little green eyes are fixed on yours.
Are you getting this? You think I'm fucking telling you a joke here? How hard do you think it is to kill a fat ass? Sweet talk him, then knife him. She's probably killed a pig too. I mean, I'm pretty sure she has. I knew you pigs were too naive for this shit. Good thing Kuno's got her under control. Kuno keeps her calm.
A cop would be too large for her to overpower, but a determined child of her size can still kill the vulnerable, the elderly, the homeless, or other children. The creature peers at you both from over the fence. There is something searching in her eyes. Kuno falls silent. He does not look at you when he replies.
Kuno, that's what Kuno is starting to think, yeah? Yeah, she would have liked to fuck him up, but she didn't. Kuno wasn't around, and C was with Kuno. Look, Kuno's gonna put you at ease. We didn't do it.
He speaks the truth, my liege.
Yeah, she's psycho. None of that kiddie psycho, cat burning shit. She does the real deal. Yeah. Snuff radio shit. Believe me, pig, you don't want to know. Fuck knows. She says it's the song of her people or some shit. Crazy people. The fucking Nakis. I don't know. How's Kuno dealing? Kuno's dealing just fine. He doesn't need you fucking with any of it. C doesn't either. Kuno's got this shit under control. Listen. C is Kuno's go-to. Kuno's protecting her. You fuck with C, you fuck with Kuno. You threaten her, you threaten to take her away.
This is what it all comes down to. He needs you to take him seriously.
I'm going to kill you. I'll run when you put the cuffs on her, sneak up on you later, and fuck you up. You understand? Alright, now we can do business. Yeah? What do you want? Kuno can hook you up with...
Oh, don't hook him up with shit, Kuno.
See? Relax. He respects the Kuno. Kuno made him respect the Kuno. You respect the Kuno, you get all kinds of shit. Kuno's gonna get you hooked on illegal narcotics if you run a little errand for the Kuno. Get you hooked, pig. Get his hook in you. Then Kuno gonna get you hooking for more. Cash in big style. Pig hooker. That's right. Kuno's a candy store for pigs now. Get ready to be rewarded. Shitload, pig. What?
Don't tell the pig.
This is where you quickly ask him questions. Real cop questions. Like a cop.
Kuno doesn't give a shit about the armor. That fucking had one thing majorly wrong with him. He's a fucking mutant. Do you remember how he looked? Fucking growth hormone shit. He's a giant. The armor's too big for any man. Kuno doesn't give a shit about that freak armor. Kuno threw that shit away.
Oh, come on. He's just pretending that he doesn't care because he's too small for the armor.
Get the fuck out of here trying to fuck on me with that midget shit. Kuno's 12. He's huge. What are you? Fucking 80. When Kuno's 80, Kuno can fit 4 of you in Kuno. Fuck out of here.
Trying to fuck on Kuno. Fuck out of here.
Kuno tried to get the helmet on. It was too big. Kuno kicked that shit in the sea, rugby style. That shit means nothing to Kuno. Yeah, that shit means nothing to Kuno. Kuno doesn't give a shit about material shit. Kuno's a fucking monk. You wanna fuck on someone about that armor? Go fuck the mustached union fuck. The jolly troubadour shit at the gate. Yeah, cock and boot. You know that jolly union cow fucker? Came around talking about cows or some shit? Came around pretending like he cares about cows?
Yes, you met him at the gates. The one with the boots and the jolly smile.
Yeah, he's the one you want to talk to. He's fucking crazy about that armor shit. Coming here pretending like he likes cows. Trying to catch a peep at Kuno's armor.
Yes, this troubadour has it. You can feel it.
Kuno's fuck gimp. Kuno uses the fuck gimp for target practice.
He could have just said he doesn't know.
Kuno knows shit. Kuno's not a snitch. That's all. Trying to make Kuno sing into the popo phone. Probably climbed. Kuno was busy down the road when that shit went down. You heard Kuno. Kuno wasn't even in Martinez. Kuno wasn't in Revachol. Kuno wasn't regional. I don't know. Some fucking... Mesk or I don't know. Some other place. Night City. Kuno was in fucking Night City. Kuno gives this info out on a need-to-know basis. And you don't need to know. Kuno didn't smoke the gimp, if that's what you meant.
Thanks, Kuno. That's one name you can now cross off the list.
Just a lone pig trying to sugar-talk some kids. That seems pretty fucking suspicious to Kuno.
Yeah, you tell the faggoty, Kuno.
Fuck are you talking about? What is this contusion shit?
He says you're stupid, Kuno. They want to make you stupid again.
Oh, did Kuno make your shit sniffing harder? Obstruction of shit sniffing. This is Kuno's kingdom. Kuno fucking rules here. You're testing Kuno's patience here.
Get lost,
The fuck about your test.
Get lost,
Right, pig. This is where Kuno plays with his little wooden choo-choo. Fuck do you want with it? Look at that fucking shit. You're trying to get Kuno killed. Fuck does Kuno know? Kuno's not a fucking acrobat.
It's a trap, Kuno. Don't climb it, Kuno.
Yeah, Kuno doesn't know shit about that. That shit is beneath Kuno. Listen, listen. Kuno doesn't care about this small-time shit. Just listen. Kuno saw what you did there, dumpster diving. Sad shit. Kuno could hook you up with some sweet rags. Shit like Kuno's wearing. Your size, good price. 500 real.
You'd have to be blind not to notice the giant white letters F-A-L-N running down his trouser leg.
Pig, these are found modulars. Liquid fit, performance crotch, urban survival shit. Made in Mirova by scientists. Pants scientists. Believe it, you need this shit.
These could drastically improve your chances of survival in the urban wilderness. Coach Physical Instrument endorses these pants. They are tartan ready. They will also make you into an idiot.
Look, Kuno ain't seen shit lying around. Except for that you took away. Now you want performance gear or not, Grandpa? Alright, Pico. Shit's rolling.
Don't do business with the pig, Kuno. He's gonna steal all your money, Kuno.
As you can see, Kuno and C don't trust you. Can't do business without trust.
There's more to his distrust than being a pig. He feels threatened by something obscure in you. What that is, however, remains a puzzle for now.
The fuck? A mug in the trash? Is this about the fucking clothes again? Kuno sees where this is going. Kuno's got that fast brain. You saying you pigs are after the mug fucker 'cause he's the clothes fucker?
I can't hear you, Kuno. Speak louder, Kuno.
Shit, that's tense. Someone's going to the beat-down basement, huh? Mug guy gonna get tied to the radiator.
The kid may have something there. He's already come up with an interrogation technique too.
Kuno doesn't know who put that shit in there. And if he did, he wouldn't squeal. But if you find out, maybe you can...
Tell the Kuno who it was. He's curious. He likes putting 2 and 2 together here.
Stop turning into a pig, Kuno. They're trying to get you hooked on the snitching. Get away from my Kuno.
Yeah? Get your bacon shit away. Kuno doesn't like to be seen with the popo. Get your shit done and out of Kuno's face. Dunno. Kiptas gardener used to work there. Yeah, that's what Kuno said. She couldn't handle the heat, so she took off. Kuno can take it. Shit's nothing to Kuno. Look it up in the library. Kuno's not a fucking dictionary. Fucking small brain. Kuno means the gardener, alright? The fuck does this have to do with the Kuno? Kuno doesn't give a shit who she is.
You were expecting relaying this information to him to be more rewarding, right? Telling him you found out she isn't a gardener. You know what you should do if you want to get rewarded? Drugs. Drugs are more rewarding than work. Or alcohol, if you don't want to do drugs. Alcohol is just as rewarding, but it isn't a drug. This has been going on for quite a while, hasn't it? You've been thinking about drugs and alcohol for a long time now. Juicy drugs. Tasty alcohol. Seems kinda boring now, going back to... What was this about? Some yard? Yards aren't interesting. Only drugs are interesting. Drugs and alcohol. You feel sad now, but what can you do? Life has to go on. With a heavy sigh, you say...
Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Yeah, did you fucking there? Oh, that? Kuno decapitates pigs. That's just a Kuno demo tape. What is this shit? Fucking on yourself. This is weird level shit. Kuno doesn't go there.
Fuck your shit back to normal. What is this?
Well played. No one saw that coming.
Oh, that? Yeah, Kuno plays on Snuff Radio, fucks pigs, live, fucks their heads off. Kuno's a cop killer. That's where Kuno gets his daily hit of electric. Kuno Shazam. Kuno rides the fucking lightning in their pig. It's a vitamin pig. Don't you know anything?
You could use some.
Yeah, it's the mag. You fucking need that shit to stay on top of your game. Kuno goes through like a tube a day, rips mag like a motherfucker, and you could use a battle.
Oh, don't teach him, Kuno. He's gonna use it against you, Kuno.
You're not getting this, pig. It completely takes away the hangover. It's like you didn't do anything. Like you stayed home playing with your choo-choo.
Fuck you, pig. Don't do mag. You're gonna OD and you're gonna fucking die.
Good call, Pigmeister. Don't come and talk to Kuno about his kingdom. Yeah? Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Kuno gets it from his dad. Kuno and his dad are major suppliers. That's where Kuno gets his lightning on. Problem is, Kuno and his dad had a little falling out. Now junkies clawing at Kuno's door. Streets going mad. Kuno's got to throw his dirty popo man at it. Dirty popo man is you. In there is Kuno's violent dad on steroids. Kuno's dad does steroids and speed. If you can take him, you can have half of the speed. Kuno's dad is a fucking monster. He's the most violent man in Revachol. He doesn't give a shit about a single thing. He drinks too.
Are you sure you can take on the most violent man in Revachol? In your condition?
Like half. A baggie, but like in this vial.
That's half a gram, sir.
Yeah, half a G. Want it or not? Fuck you talking about half a G? This shit is giant grade A shit. So clean you can barely see it.
You can barely see it because there's barely any.
Okay, Kuno's listening. Sure, whatever. If you survive, make sure to bring that shit back to Kuno. Kuno's almost out. You wouldn't like the Kuno when he's out. Just get in the apartment building. Kuno knows you already fucked your way in. Kuno knows everything. Go to room 12, first floor, and kick down the door. Police violence style. Kuno style. And then it's action time. You're locked in the room with violent fuckheads. That's it. Next time Kuno sees you, you better have his shit. Kuno doesn't fuck...
The bullet is safely sealed away in a plastic bag. Beside his orderly handwriting, the bullet looks especially sad, like a tiny, shriveled head of cauliflower. The squished little thing. I know. You should find the gun that shot this bullet. That sounds like something a police detective would do. First, you should learn all you can about this little guy. Then find the gun that shot it and the person that gun belongs to. He used it to kill your victim. Neato. The squashed bullet has some sharp edges where the jacket has split open. It feels cold, even through the bag. The jacket of the bullet is made of a yellowish metal. It has blossomed out to reveal a dark grey core. The base of the bullet is close to 5 millimeters in diameter. You can just about make out a few striations near the base of the bullet. Little hairlines, linear. It feels standard. It's quite destroyed. Some of the fragments are still lodged in the wound. What's interesting about the bullet thus far? A jacketed bullet, which would have been shot from a military-grade breech-loading rifle, not from a muzzle loader like those typically found on the streets of Martinaise. Very interesting. You have an unusual military-grade bullet in your hand. Now all you need is to find a gun that could fire it. A rifle, Revolutionary period. Your bullet looks to be an old 4.46 millimeter from the surplus left over from the turn of the century. Probably an antique or a retrofitted antique. The 4.46 caliber was widely used with the Belmargrave rifle, a Revacholian manufacturer. The BM dominated the battlefields of the Insulindian theater of the anti-centennial revolution 50 years ago. Incidentally, you have just such a rifle with you, the dusty old thing you found hidden in the basement below the commercial area. It's unusable, sadly. If it were, the bullet would probably fit the chamber. No, but Zeliger a major firearm manufacturer, ended up with a surplus after the war, so there are still a lot of these old military rifles floating around, usually broken. The quality was appalling. Antiques enthusiasts, guerrilla fighters in distant countries, a few lucky jamrock bangers. You're looking for the same thing you found in that hidden weapons cache, only in working order. Back at the station, the lieutenant is standing at a counter, diligently filling out paperwork to hand over to a tired records clerk. You should share your findings with him as soon as possible. The bed is still cold from the broken window. A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression. A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression. This is not the cleanest bathtub in the world, but it's cleaner than you are right now. Ah, that soap scum smell. It smells like life, at least compared to you. The bathtub slowly fills with water. The water beckons. The water is only lukewarm, but still comforting, like amniotic fluid. A few beer cans are bobbing up and down along your flanks, like sad duckies. You feel nice and lonely, and so tired. Now you are alone with your thoughts in the tub, but it's easier than being alone with your thoughts outside the tub. They're not even really thoughts, just assorted sensations, none of them acute enough to focus on. You see the corpse. You can still smell the cadaver on you. It's going to take more than one bath to get rid of that stench. Then, houses along a narrow street, a video rental, darkness on the planet's curvature. Your fingers grow pale and are covered with tiny whirls as the water cools. What are you doing? You're not some fat fish in a fucking aquarium. Time to get moving. The waterline recedes as you stand, You are cold now. Your clothes stick to your still moist. The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight. This time, something cracks inside. It is an unbelievably satisfying sound,
Nice.
filling you with a belief in your own body.
I think the bracket's broke inside. I've always wanted to know.
She sounds genuinely curious. Bent metal, broken glass. You are the destroyer, the bane of inanimate matter. Look, there's a discarded milk carton on the floor. Why don't you destroy that, too? You're right. That's definitely not the behavior of a destroyer at all. That's just severe anger management problems and a disregard for property rights. You can almost see the shape of a man and a woman writhing inside, bathed in drug sweat and dirty linens. Bottles lie around everywhere. You lean closer to the peephole instinctively. I bet they're doing something quite unnatural there. Sensationally unnatural. You clearly see footprints in the downy carpet of dust covering the workshop floor. Large prints, most likely made by boots. The size is hard to determine. Sole could be bigger than vamp. The soles have left a pattern, uniform, horizontal lines. One person has been here. They've gone back and forth. The tips point both ways. The footprints go up the length of the room and back down. That is all they do. The footprints are of one type. They do not congratulate you for correctly recognizing what type they are not. The footprints do not speak. They simply exist here, a product of the dust, just as the footprints outside are a product of the mud and apparently different shoes. The footprints are still there. They have told their story. The dust has not settled again where these footprints have been made. The displacement in this dusty hell tells a story. Neither the footprints nor the dust speak their secrets, but you know it means that someone has been back here.
I thought the blue door was a fridge, but it's not. It's this. Your key is tied to the bush outside the corner room window. Pinballs.
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. The door does a challenge. The steel doesn't even tremble. Now you're hanging from the handle. The door. Okay, it was a challenge, and you failed.
Should have called it, that I would take damage from trying.
This small elevator is dimly lit by a bulb that's been glowing for ages. Smells of nougat and sweat. Your head brushes up against the ceiling. There is a control panel to your right. The maintenance card under the control panel reads, Last maintenance,
Isn't that like 60
July
or 70 years ago?
88. Looks like one would fit in there, yes. Although it's also surprisingly human in the golden light of that ancient bulb. There are large rectangular buttons, monter, descend, and an international call for emergency assistance. That third one appears to be broken.
Wonder if
the
we can go
deep
down.
scratches on the floor suggest
Probably can go down, maybe. So did we beat that task? Ask the Jolly Misk about the armor, find the murder weapon. Where's the one about the secret passage? Wash off the smell of death. Here we go. Alright.
So this is where they brought 40 pinball machines to fix them up. A long time ago. Everything is covered with dust now. Yes, Martinez North 22 used to be a pinball arcade. A creak. Some dust falls off a shelf. And it has been forgotten. Now there is only one working machine in the main hall. The rest is lost to dust. Remember the dice maker? Then that means...
Wheeling and Rags was once the East Elder Pinball Arcade. Did she work
As
here?
the dice maker said, yes, it all fits. Not that it has anything to do with the case, but it is a nice connection. But then it went bankrupt. Your skin crawls from making the connection. Yes, pinball hasn't enjoyed a heyday for 15 or 20 years. Yes, and God would not like that. He should probably be made aware that his establishment is part of the neighborhood ghost story.
Alright. Someone was here recently?
Officer, what brings you up here in the rain?
I have more questions about the deceased, but I need my partner here before I ask.
Do whatever you need to do.
Really?
Sure, I can try. Actually, officer, I didn't know his... I guess.
Where in the GRIH is the lieutenant? Possibly speeding from one terminal to another in glorious solitude.
I thought I had to come
Wherever
here.
he is, you need him. Your
Without
other
him.
questions will make little sense without him here.
Sure. The record. So official.
See if we can increase our volition. We need to increase our psyche. Something here is decreasing my volition.
Officer, what brings you up here in the rain? Not my favorite topic. How about we... Not my favorite topic, but okay.
Why was there a bullet in his head?
Bullet? They shot him too? They stripped his clothes and they shot him?
You mean after they hanged him?
I'm confused, sorry.
Be aware that he was also shot, miss, in the mouth.
Things are starting to go a little over my head here. I thought he was hanged. I was not present when they did it. I don't know what happened. I just know what they told me. And Sylvie, the bartender.
The fuck is Sylvie?
It's hard to know what to think about that answer. She's just tired. Don't push her too much.
Pretty much.
Warming them.
How about we... Officer, what brings you up here in the rain? Officer.
Soft, light brown eyes look back at you, directly into the space behind your eye sockets. You see the smoke rise from between her painted red lips. She's beautiful. I have bad news for you. You know these guys? Who, me? Yes, he's talking about you, you sinewy idiot. You too. Me? What have I done this time? These guys are compromised. She's got them singing along to her tune. The little bleeps and bloops you trust for info, you can't trust them anymore.
I knew something was off.
I'm sorry I didn't catch it sooner. It takes conscious effort on your part.
Yeah, she's beautiful. Which ones exactly are affected?
There's no way of knowing. At the moment, I'm afraid it's best to assume all of them. Bullshit, man. I ain't compromised. Especially that guy. That guy's the most compromised one in here.
Yeah, true.
No fucking way, man. I just want a drag of that sweet menthol Ziggy. Really? Quick. Tell me what's under her jumpsuit. Glory. Truth. Softness. Protect her. She wants you. How it always does. Through subtlety. There's nothing you can do about it. You are how you are, and she is how she is. Things will go as they do.
You turn them normal?
No.
Then what use is this?
It's better to know you're being played than to be played without knowing it, is it not?
Does this mean she's been lying?
I think it's safe to assume, yes. Mr. Thespian
I need
here
to drink.
hasn't been speaking up. If he were,
This is getting too
I
real.
suspect there would be paeans to her truthfulness.
Way too
Like
real.
this. She is a lady, most fair and just. In his defense, to reduce him to such inadequacy, she probably had to employ half-truths more often than outright lies.
It's too sweaty to recline. Disgusting. Human reflexes and instincts.
That is correct. And a little. They're all still of limited use, interpreting things to the best of their ability. Maybe they add flair or something. I wouldn't know. I don't add flair. But when it comes to assessments of character and factual accuracy, they are not to be trusted. Not with her. Don't be melodramatic. You can trust them. Just not with Miss Oronje Disco Dancer here. A light green speck and imperfection on the outer rim of her right iris. It sparkles. You can't draw a sound conclusion. The one he usually does says, she may want to control the information rollout, not to become a suspect. She may have a past she's escaping, unrelated to this case. You doubt it's something truly insidious. See? It's oddly moderate, probably compromised. Don't worry, it's only been 4 or 5 seconds. You've got this. The silence broken. She exhales a little cloud of smoke and says,
God, no.
Take a little break.
From women who are simply too lazy
Probably not.
or too ugly to raise their own children. Those women who
Jesus, what did she just say? Oh, she's talking. She's like repeating what Pearl said. I wasn't actually listening to Lauren there.
I'm making this video, but here we
She
go.
said some ridiculous shit.
In June 2022,
Holy hell.
the United States Supreme Court decided to finally pull the trigger on a giant political nuclear bomb and overturned Roe v. Wade. For the first time in decades, the topic of abortion was completely thrown back to the
Wait, does she always talk like this, or is she doing like the YouTuber voice now too? I told you guys I have to start doing the YouTuber voice. After Ohio voted to enshrine abortion into their constitution, calls to #repeal the 19th and stop screeching feminists from voting all over based social media. Oh, we're all over based social media. We simply need to stop liberal women from ruining our politics, they cry. In this video, Lauren explains exactly why this is childish politics and not based in any sort of reality.
states, allowing some to totally strip that right from women who are simply too lazy or too ugly to raise their own children.
11 pictures
Those
of his dick so far.
women,
God damn,
who
he's
probably
desperate.
didn't have souls, by the way.
She's
they
actually doing it.
massive
You see, you
hissy
can
fit,
hear it, right?
protesting and
I'm not
screaming
making
and
this up.
crying up and down the country, meaning that come the midterms, Republicans were
Who's
actually
here
crushed and
in chat?
destroyed by these seething femoids. And
Because
just
if you
last
want to
week,
talk, you
in
can
Ohio, those
hit me up on
same hordes
Discord.
of feminazis, exclusively without the aid of a single male, mandated a right to abortion in the state's constitution. At least that's the narrative that a bunch of people on the based and red-pilled side of politics are going with. That's what they're propagating.
Oh, it's Blue Guy back
He
eating.
gave women the right to vote.
How did I not
and
see
they
that?
Immediately used it
Why did
to
she left the
genocide
stream?
millions of children in the
Oh.
womb and
When did that come through?
Okay.
flood their home countries with hostile invaders, tweets Sovereign Bra. Worked out well, eh? Ironically, like 5 seconds after I finished writing this script, this guy followed me, and I remember looking at it and thinking, damn.
5:10. Okay, it's Blue Guy. You got back like
This video, because I think you're
4 minutes ago, so you're probably still here. It was actually like really sick. I really enjoyed it. So I kept playing, but I just needed like a little break. But I did the autopsy, and I ended up doing the full autopsy, and then still having a weird feeling about it. So I took some more drugs, took a lot of drugs to do the autopsy, and went back and I buried my fingers into the back of his mouth and found a abrasion collar, which is like a ring of like bruising and shredded flesh in the soft palate in the back of his mouth. Pushed my fingers up inside, through his brainstem, up into the cavity in the back of his head, which is where I'd found a bump when I was patting his head, and extracted a bullet in a very gory fashion. So he was dead when they hung him. So I amended my autopsy. And we loaded the body into the back of Kim's car, and he drove off for the rest of the day, but it was already 8 o'clock at night, so he should be back in the morning. But yeah, so Kim took the body away, after which I had a wee talk to Kuno, with Kim not there, but Kuno was so impressed by my autopsy, which he watched the entire thing. He watched me play with his dick and everything. Actually happened. He loved it. And because Kuno was so impressed, it means I didn't have to give him alcohol or cigarettes or drugs to earn his trust. And he revealed to me that Kuno S, the little girl who hides behind the fence, well, it sort of dawned on me that she was a lot more feral than he was, because of her attitude of, she's like not willing to speak. Whenever we go near her, she's like, get the fuck away from me. Whereas Kuno is like constantly engaging. He calls me an F-slur, but whatever. So Kuno revealed that she wasn't his relative. Kuno S is not related to Kuno. And she's been she appeared and had the apartment building like wet and soaking, just curled up in a ball for like 3 days. And he said that she'd killed people, and I was like, could she really kill like a grown man? She could probably kill old people or children. And Kuno kind of agreed that that was probably likely, but he also said that if I try to take her away, he'll kill me. And then he offered, we kind of like bonded. And we did this all in front of her. We were like whispering, and she was like, hey, don't you fucking whisper. And he was like, I'll talk to whoever I want. And then Kuno was like, yo, now that we're bros, I'll hook you up. You can be my high pig bitch, and I'll sell you drugs. His words, not mine. But he said that he'd had a falling out with his dad, and we'd already learned about Kuno's dad, but Kuno says his dad is like a steroid addict, as well as a speed addict, and he's also the most violent man in Revachol. I believe all of it, and he drinks. And we'd also found Kuno's shack that he'd been sleeping in, and it had like drug residue all over it. So he's probably not lying when he says that he has access to a lot of drugs. But because he had fallen out with his dad, he wasn't able to like get his supply of drugs. So I made a deal with Kuno that we'll split half a kilo, but it's probably more like half a gram of speed if I break into his dad's apartment and fight his dad. Which I'm totally going to do, because my guy is fully physically leveled. Yeah, so I get to go break into Kuno's shack. And then I went up and talked to the model who had slept with the victim who got hanged. And I ended up taking more drugs and questioning her a little bit more, which set her off kilter, and I managed to look deeply into her eyes, which was an act of volition. It took a lot of willpower from me, and by doing so, my volition part of my brain managed to recognize that the other parts of my brain were heavy compromised by this woman, like my physical instruments, my electrochemistry, and probably all of my other instruments of my brain were severely compromised, which they all denied. But as soon as they were like, okay, well, what's she wearing under her dress, or under her jumpsuit, the other parts of my brain were like, under her dress is glory, glory, everything a man could want. So they were very clearly compromised, which we knew. So we directly came out and were like, yo, are you trying to manipulate me? Probably through half-truths and omitting evidence. But she denied it, and then we walked off like a Giga Chad. And Kuno also revealed that he had taken the armor off of the body and thrown it into the ocean, but there was a man also there who was watching called Mananya. So we can go talk to Mananya about trying to get some more of the armor. Oh, and Kuno had some cool pants to sell us for 15 real, but I only have 9 real or something at the moment. But I have a lot of bottles that I can recycle to get more money, just European style. Gappy and Justical are doing some pretty good content, so I just wanted to watch that for a little bit. But I'm pretty pumped to keep playing.
Even in America,
I'm gonna
due
go
to
pee.
religiosity, women were more right-leaning up until the 1980s.
I don't know whether there are so many voluntary second or third trimester abortions happening, to be honest. There aren't that many. I mean, well, there are if you only count surgical abortion, right? Which some people think of abortion that way. If you only count surgical abortion, I don't think the ratio is quite as skewed. But if you obviously add in chemical or pill-based abortion, then yeah, basically no, very, very few abortions are second or third trimester.
Those women folk over there who just love baby killing. It's their favorite pastime. Not us morally upstanding guys. Well, unfortunately, the facts don't back you up here, buddy. In fact, the vast majority of infanticide throughout history was pushed by entirely patriarchal societies. And I'm not talking patriarchy in the sense of, oh, there's manspreading going on like we talk about it today. I'm talking societies where men literally controlled everything and women had no say. Yet, you won't see me blaming all men today for the fact that without any woman's input, it was socially acceptable to leave newborn babies in jars outside your house to die simply because they were the wrong gender or a little too pricey in ancient Greece. You really cannot judge the inherent politics or social opinions of a gender through one snapshot in time. Certainly not the era today that is the most different from every other period in human existence. It is delusional and narcissistic to assume the world you live in is the only reality that ever was or will be, and the only way that genders can interact or possibly vote. So while I do not consider myself a part of the trad Twitter or X sphere myself, and they can continue to operate however they would like, I am not policing them here. Simply giving my thoughts that I think all this talk of removing the female vote is not only damn pointless, because the 19th is simply not going to be repealed, and if you think it is, there's just no helping you. It's just not helping. Okay?
Probably Biden right now.
Politically brain dead. If you are on the more traditionalist right.
But I mean, you're not really voting for Biden, right? You're voting for the set of policies that he's legislated. It's not like if I had to vote for a person out of those people, it would probably be Nikki Haley. If you had to pick a dictator out of those people, it would probably be Nikki Haley. But if you had to pick just a president with the set of policies they've had, it'd probably be Biden. Way less of a hawk than Nikki Haley, and then on economics, I can't imagine they're too far apart.
Right or right wing in general to push away a group, once again for no reason, that have historically been the strongest supporters of your causes. But you know what is actually the worst about this hashtag repeal the 19th crap though? Most of the people who say it don't even seriously believe in it. They're engaging in a little bit of contrarian, safe, edgy discourse online. Oh, I think we should take votes away from women, and then Snickers. Perhaps after that we should snort. We should nuke France. That would really get those libtards annoyed.
I don't want to say it. Nikki Haley's way too pro-Israel, though. Like, disgusting. Like, I can't imagine voting for a leader who goes up on stage and goes, America doesn't need, or Israel doesn't need America. America needs Israel. You're running for leader of America. Seems like a fucking insane thing to say. I don't understand how she goes up in the polls.
Both of that shit.
It's crazy to me. To
my friends. Shut up.
You're the transformative content,
I get it. It's funny when you're a teenager. We all wanted to try.
Yeah, basically it is.
It's a lot of fun doing it online, right?
The transformative part
Not quite that bad.
is that Justical Chatters get to come in here and talk shit about him, while also being in his chat and having their shielded opinions. So we are the Raw Truth and Information News Network.
Genders that kind of existed when I was younger and when I first got into this has turned into something malicious. I don't mind if people joke about repeal the 19th if they're doing it in a kind
He was watching something like that I really wanted to watch earlier.
A lot of these people genuinely mean it and don't realize how
I
delusional.
can't remember what it was,
And for those who are maybe just a little
but I really felt like I was missing out, but I was pretty drawn into my game.
I know it was a very fun era of the internet back in 2016 when people partook in a little more of this troll stuff and it was more popular. And I sympathize.
Whoa, the Stardust Gappy V Amalgamation channel. Very cool.
Show us your hands. I did wash my hands, okay? I did wash and wipe them, okay? Anyways, I think you guys all know what time it is now. It is time for the raid wheel. Even though we're slightly late, show us your wet dripping hand. No, because I also fucking wipe them. When you wipe your hands, it's not wet anymore.
Yeah, just lurking. Thanks for coming in though, Tape Deck. You know.
If
Appreciate
you want to
it.
get onto this wheel to win some amazing prizes, all
Major
you
Dr.
have to
Ghastly
do
watching
is
how
type
many
1 in
DJs?
chat. And if you win this wheel, there are some amazing prizes on the line, okay? Because if you win this
embedded
wheel,
to
you
Gaffy.
will receive
None.
10 parasocial relationship points, 5 claps, VIP in chat for the day. You'll be physically engraved as the winner
Oh, I gotta get in.
of season 517 of the wheel on my Discord. If you aren't already subscribed to the stream, you get a free tier 1 sub to the channel. And as a
Senpai?
bonus
Ooh.
meme,
Senpai? Ooh. Senpai? Ooh.
you will also receive a free kiss. And yes, it is parasocial. Wowee. So type 1 in chat before it's too late so you can get onto that wheel, alright? Now, if the bot adds you, it means you made it onto the wheel. Otherwise, you guys are a little bit too late, a little bit too slow, a little bit too cringe to make it in on time, right? Who is this kiss from? Me?
This prize is
Okay.
gonna be good with all this
Let's see
chatting.
what we have on this wheel today. We have a total...
Where am I? Am I in there? This just mentioned you.
Sorry, I'm dying of cringe. Of 37 people on this wheel because Tuna Chip as the Giga Chat Raider gets a free spin. Now this wheel is kick, not keep. You want to be the last person standing on this wheel. So if the wheel picks you, it means you lost. It means you're cringe. It means you're stinky. Nobody wants to be cringe and stinky. So imagine being the first person off the wheel. How cringe would it be to be null Gex, because your spot is null and void, unlucky. As Ice Beans. Aw, beans for you, that's for sure. Nutty Allen V2
I always win this.
is
I've actually
loss
won
number
every
2
time.
for you. More like Nutty Allen V Doo-Doo.
Consistent victories.
Major Dr. Ghastly with a major L on this season of the wheel. Very, very unlucky. 33 people have just Daco Paco. Packs a major L into their bag once again.
Oh no. It's a slaughter! It's a slaughter,
Sorry, I'm setting
DGGs.
something up with your mom right now.
We need more soldiers.
Tape deck underscore. I must underscore how much you suck at winning on this wheel. Because you suck so bad that you lost. Just so underscore. I must underscore how much you suck in the wheel as well. Master Honor, not the star on this wheel, that's for sure. They move on to 29 people. Liger, lying to themselves.
I'm bobbing and weaving that arrow like a pro.
Doom 85 doomed to lose this wheel once again as we move on to 27 people. Moto Flame, more like Moto Lame, who is next up to get eliminated. Tuna Chip is going to have a big chip on their shoulders after losing this wheel, which means that if you're still on, it means you're officially better than Mr. Streamer. Wowee. So who else do we have left here? Wait, my mouse cursor just disappeared. What the fuck? Dirt Jur, the jury is in and it says that you suck at this wheel. Unlucky. Koji the Cow. GG for Koji, that is for sure. As Inebriated Cow. Looks like this wheel just really hates cows right now. Unlucky. Hindu people would be very upset at that. Cam Lation's having the revelation that he sucked at this season of the wheel. As Chimpeen was monkeying around too hard, which is why they lost. Very, very unlucky. Rory going to be making a lot of roaring noises after losing this wheel, that's for sure. It's Exempt Eel. Remains exempt from.
I was going to try to do some really fast
Dramatic Cam,
chat, but I can't do it while Gappy's also talking.
The final 10. Soon to be the final 2 Wii U show as irrelevant
Transformatory.
as the Wii U. Just like my Project Sekai
Oh my god, I'm cuxing.
wins, your win on this wheel is non-existent. Air Annie is gonna have to come to their senses, realizing that they suck at this wheel. People sit more like people shit. As
Where
we
am I?
Closer to the final 2 finalists.
Oh, there I am.
Undead Untold 22.
Oh no.
This is probably loss number 22 for you at this rate.
Oh no. Oh no. Come on, Crispy.
Final 10, which will not include
Surely I've evaded enough.
Once again, they did. Morbius Bot.
It's coming so close to me
All over this wheel.
that I should be good, right? I should go far away from me now. Jesus Christ, that's 5 out of the past 6 rolls that have been right next to me.
A cosmically large loss in this wheel as we get close to the final 2. Mason underscore 0 with 0 shot at winning this wheel. He eliminated Union members first. There is no union in this chat. We are an independent contractor chat room, okay? Trans Femcell is probably going to turn into a wheel cell after losing this wheel, that is for sure. Leah the Bia, Sia, Miss Bia, as we get closer to the final 2. Guntus. Even a tool-assisted speedrun couldn't save you from sucking at this wheel. As we get to the final 2, which will not include Sapphire Neon. Flickers out. Which means we are down to the final 2 people on this season of the wheel. So, like any responsible streamer who is desperate for a Kick sponsorship, I'm going to encourage you all to gamble. You have 1 minute to bet with your channel points on who you think will win this season of the wheel. Will it be Chris Lettuce in the blue corner, High Court in the red corner? You have 1 minute to bet, and if you don't already have channel points, you get 300 just by following the stream. So feel free to drop a follow. It's completely free, and get to gamble. Good luck.
All of them
Slower in general. I feel like I speak very fast.
They're jinxing it.
Just generally as a
Nah,
person.
no doubt, no fear. Conviction, boldness, volition. Ooh, nature, energy, streamers, chatters, viewers, I summon your energy. Bring it into me.
It's just a matter of willpower. I'm screaming. Good luck, buddy. Do an Eeyore impression. I don't know what Eeyore sounds like. I've only done Donkey from Shrek the Musical. Sing a song, it's the travel
Eeyore's
song.
probably just like,
you gotta go somewhere.
Yeah, nice.
Thanks for the follow right there. Hey! Over 600,000 channel points for this final spin. It is kick, not keep. 630,000 channel points on the line, but only 1 person can win. Is this the incest game? No, not at all. It's some game, it's some random VN that apparently Moon played. And that Doom 85 begged for me to play.
Me, body is Kai Cord.
Good luck, everybody.
Thanks, Gappy.
690,000 channel
But
points
I don't
on
need
the
it.
line. Very nice. But it's only going to be nice for one side. Hey, Chaos is waiting.
Slaughtered!
Hey,
Slaughtered!
Tricorn, sorry for sucking
Clean!
the wheel, but it looks like the winner's
Clean!
Lettuce. Enjoy your VIP in chat for the day. Your 10 parasocial relationship points. Your 5 claps as your as you get engraved as the winner of this season of the wheel. Your free gifted tier 1 sub minus $5 by the way, and of course, enjoy your very, very special kiss, okay? Mwah.
Gappy gifted a sub to crisp_lettuce. Gappy gifted a tier 1 sub to crisp_lettuce.
Just
Wait, is this gonna
to
work?
myself for making this far. True and real. Plus 250k, minus 178k.
Check it out. Nice.
Okay, so right now we're playing this really weird visual novel called Class of 2009: The Re-Up. Basically, this girl is named Nicole, and she's trying to get this guy Hunter to break up with his girlfriend Megan because she hates Megan because Megan's an asshole. But actually, secretly, Nicole is the real asshole here, and Nicole and her friend Janky or whatever are really, really terrible human beings, and we're supposed to hate them, okay? Have you played the incest game yet? Yeah, it fucking sucked. It was not a good game. I don't know why people call it the incest game.
What?
It was such a fucking dog shit video game. It was so terrible, but for people telling me there was the incest scene, and they really wanted to see it, I would have never fucking finished it. Lele is the worst written character ever. There's no way to feel bad for her. She is so fucking annoying and unbearable. The only reason you can like her is because you think she's hot. It's literally just like Persona 5 with Futaba. The only reason people like the Futaba storyline is because they think Futaba's hot, which is
Well,
really
her psychopathy was written in real good.
like it.
She
It
definitely
is
came across
exactly
as like.
comparable to that.
At first, you're like, I don't know, but then she was just so believably manipulative.
There's no way to like them, yet the game really wants you to
Although,
like them for some reason.
I guess
And
it was
really
like childlike
assumes that you like
manipulation,
them,
so it's
even
not
though you
really
never
hard to
will.
like imagine. I don't know, maybe he's right.
Anyways, now the chat's spamming the copy pasta. It doesn't matter.
Okay, so I might sound like an insane person
Okay, I'm
for
gonna
this
sleep now. I
video.
get some people buys in chat for a chid. And Cosmic, good luck for
Okay, I might sound like an insane person for this video and recognize that, but I really wanted to talk about whether or not a video game, specifically Persona 5, can work as a replacement for real-life friends and activities. Again, I know it sounds crazy, and I know it sounds like something that someone who hasn't left their house in years would say, but I think it's worth discussing. Okay, so can Persona replace friends? Let's talk about what Persona 5 is. It's a Japanese role-playing game. Fuck.
You did over the week and call him father, but
I mean, if you already have no friends, then yeah, sure.
What do you mean?
sorry, RedTube.
That's what I use DGG for, right?
So you want to go?
Nicole, please report to the counselor's office. Repeat, Nicole, please report to the counselor's office.
I don't know. I do win gappy wheel spins like more often than I don't, so I was confident, you know.
This is the first time.
But like I said, it's a matter. It's not random. It's a matter of willpower and force exerted on the universe and the people around me. Nothing more proving of my willpower than crushing those around me. One day I'll crush my own physical form with my willpower, and then you'll know my conviction.
Did you just lie to get me in here?
Of course not. You're saying that you haven't gone the extra mile.
We don't just crush it, we build it to provide a challenge. I'm actually pretty detrained at the moment. Someone called me
Do you sound
a
like the Slay TTS voice? Oh yeah.
like Jody or someone was asking for weightlifting advice, and they were like, any fitness, any 1,000-pound club members, and I was like, I don't know, I'll stand in for them if there's none here. And what did he call me? He called me a power shitter instead of a power lifter, and I was like, fuck. But I have like, I've got like a 190-pound overhead press for like multiple reps, so I feel like I know what I'm talking about. But it was just a shitter question that he asked. Like, when you get more involved in weightlifting, you just want to talk about it all the time. So you always just think of the most random questions to ask people. As opposed to being like, how do I hit this muscle? You're like, does this exercise or this exercise hit like different heads of the muscle? Which if you just go practice them for like a week or even once, you'll figure that shit out yourself. So he was asking if the cable behind the head like this was the same as the cable down like this. Yeah, I know what that looks like. Muscle reflex. And from my point of view, obviously, You can angle it to hit the different heads of the tricep. So it's just like a nothing burger of a question. But if you're doing the downward one, you're going to be able to lean into it, which might help you do better form, and it might also help you... it's okay to do cheat reps, as long as you do a bunch of clean reps to build up to the cheat rep, right? So the downward one could help you get those more cheat reps out, as long as you have the discipline to go further enough. However, if you do these ones, you're not able to cheat as much at all, because you can't put body weight into it, because the weight is pulling down like that, and you're pushing up, rather than the weight is pulling up on these ones, right? And more recent studies show that if you exercise a muscle while it's at full extension, that's great, actually, way better than doing... So if I'm just doing like little reps like this, it's nowhere near as good as the full extension coming down like this. But if I just do the little movement down here like this, where this muscle and the lat is fully stretched, that is going to be basically as good as doing a longer movement like this. Just this little head movement here. So what that means is, so the weight is the weight is pulling it down and you're pulling it up, right? So you do a whole bunch like this until your muscle gets tired, and then you can't pull it anymore, so it falls back down like this, and then you push, and then push, and a few of these will help you reach a way better level of intensity. One, because you're already pushing it to the max. Two, because the muscle is being stretched out a lot more, as opposed to these ones, where you get tired, so it shoots up like this, and then you're... Here, you're still getting that high intensity because you're failed, but you're not getting the huge stretching with the high intensity. Yeah. Well, yeah, so that was what I was saying. People get way overboard about the specific fitness questions, blah, 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 because they just want to talk about it, and they just want to be that bro who, like, talks about the gym shit. But what I'm talking about is actually some, like, dank, deep-level science shit, which is different to just, like, randomly talking about it. His question was so shitty, I just had to, like, diverge onto some of the more, well, just different. I just had to, like, give him, like, further things to think about, rather than being like, you know, this is just this dog shit stuff. Yeah, bruh. You've probably never done a training session in your life, Blue Guy. I get it, bruh. Just lift every rock thing and eat well, done. Yeah, kind of. I mean, it's hard to, like, be motivated to want to do it. So it's okay if people want to, like, watch motivational videos and talk about it all the time. Plus, like, it's just such a fucking dog shit sport. Because when you go to the gym, the people who are there aren't, like, normal people. The people who go to the gym are people who are just, like, retards who are physically built to lift. And they just go because it's always been super easy for them. They've always been super successful at it. And it's just like, goddamn, you need to open that shit up more to, like, the average person. Pool noodle in human form. Hey, you gotta work on that flexibility. But yeah, it's funny to think that, like, people who are buff at the gym aren't buff just because they go to the gym. They're buff because they're genetically inclined to be there. So if you're genetically inclined to get buff, you're more likely to go to the place that's going to make you buff. And what you need to do is get those people who aren't genetically inclined to be buff to want to go to the gym. God, I miss her so much. Thanks. It was just willpower. I built up all of my positive energy just for that one thing.
The stage is all set up for your performance. You feel a little dizzy, a little unsteady suddenly.
So, are you ready for your thing now? Let me know when I should...
Immediately, a loud feedback noise startles the room. You feel the bar is full and buzzing with chatter. No one is paying you any attention, but still you feel your knees turn to noodles. Okay, now a couple is looking at you. Even worse. You're sweating.
Yeah, but you don't have to be smart to get big and strong.
They are going to hate you.
World champion bodybuilders aren't world champion bodybuilders because they're the smartest bodybuilders. Hold up. I might die if I fuck this up, so there's quick save.
Stages, you feel...
So, are you ready for your thing?
The air is thick with anticipation. Someone dims the lights as the music starts. A lump's in your throat suddenly.
I think leftists have started to appreciate the physical form more. Like in South Park, there's that PC principle, right? And like gay dudes love going to the gym. And gay people are generally more intelligent.
I would often go there to the tiny church there, the smallest church in Sansan. Now it once was larger. How the real may rest there, down through the mist there, towards the Seven Sisters,
Loosen up your spines, chat.
towards those pale cliffs there. I would often stay there
She's never coming back.
in the tiny yard there. I have been so glad here, looking forward to the past here. But now you're all alone. None of this matters. At all.
Do you hear that? It's the most pathetic applause in the world, Harry. Made of pity. No one liked you. Your words echo in the karaoke mic. People talk in the distance. A couple tries not to look at you.
Quit yelling into the mic.
Someone walks out of the room by the front door. Some woman. Is it because of you?
You don't know what good singing is. This is real singing. I sang about real stuff.
That's it. I'm unplugging it.
Fuck. Sorry, chat, but I want to see the good one. Power shitters.
The
Like a
stage
fat
is all
bodybuilder.
set up for your performance. You feel a little
So, are you ready for your...
The air is thick with anticipation. Someone dims the lights as the music starts. Okay, here we go.
Surely he didn't do 2 performances, right? The voice actor, I mean. I hope so, because otherwise we'd listen to that same thing again.
I would often go there. To the tiny church there. The smallest church in Saint-Saëns. Though it once was larger. How the realm may rest there. Down through the mist there. Toward the 7 Sisters. Toward those pale cliffs there. I would often stay there. In that tiny yard there. I have been so glad here. Looking forward to the past here. But now, you are all alone. None of this matters. No, none of this matters at all.
That was sick.
A lazy applause fills the room. You feel your hands shake as awareness of your body returns to you.
I'd like to dedicate this song to the RCM. Please don't fire me. I don't want to dedicate the song to anyone. I performed it for myself. Thank you, ancient reptilian brain. There is silence now in the deep where the voice came from. It has receded. Turn only in dreams and nightmares.
This guy really carried you.
I'd like to dedicate this song to the pale, nothing that will devour the world.
The microphone amplifies your voice in an uncomfortable manner. Someone coughs. Most people have gone back to talking now.
Good, good. Are we ready? I want to unplug the microphone now.
Last words?
Leave enigmatically. Nice, we did it, boys. Alright, let's see if we can fuck with these dudes.
I've got nothing to say to you. Why are you wasting your time? What are we going to do to you?
You were specifically asked not to say that, and then you said it anyway. You junior delinquent.
Fuck.
But you still did.
The Union isn't going to do anything to you. It is not a crime syndicate. It is a labor organization.
Rackdown experience.
Goddamn right it is.
If anything, it is the RCM who do things to people. But we digress. I suggest not wasting time on trivial pleasantries and focusing on why you are actually here.
Even though she has excellent control over herself, something moved behind her eyes. In the way she stands. In her face. You caught her off guard. Push her some more.
Easy. Leo told me about you. He likes to talk a lot.
You are not here to chat up the legal council. You are here to question these men.
You set the pace and the topic of these conversations here. Establish that.
He said you're Mr. Everard's du Sécurité, the death machine.
He said no such thing. This isn't about me.
Who's this guy that I can talk to? Okay.
One lonesome clown. What a sad side. What do you want? Ian.
Ain't nothing. She stands by what she said.
Fucking fucker. You're the worst cop in Revachol. I gave you gold on that tape.
Gold, it was just locker room talk. It was dark stuff, but it didn't prove anything. Yeah, it was bad, honestly. I expected it to have more effect. She pretty much laughed it off, Titus.
Fucking fuckity fucker. And what did she say then? That it's fine. People are supposed to be like that.
It did not come as a surprise to her, and she definitely wasn't scared. Actually, I think it made her a little nostalgic. If anything, she seemed turned on by the whole door gunning thing.
Right.
I'll wait for the second one.
No good goddamn psycho whore. Alright. All fucking righty then. I guess it's good then. That fucking...
Please try to control yourself in the presence of visitors, Titus.
This is just perfect. Just fucking perfect. Any thoughts on this, lawman?
Women are crazy. Irrational. That's what you're thinking, right? Also, your fists are itching for a bump.
Maybe she isn't to know. Maybe she isn't who you thought she was.
Nah. I know her. She's just a girl. In over her head.
But if she has my whole skill set compromised, she's some kind of pro. True, but we probably shouldn't tell him that. You don't know. She's a model. She won a pageant. But if she has special training, and I'm just talking about in Oranese literature. She's not some helpless girl. She handled the mercenary well enough. She's a hardcore party girl with a bigger death wish than mine. Ah, I guess you don't know her then.
Yeah, he fucking told you he knows her.
Be straight with me, Titus. What really happened?
I already told you. We fucking hanged him.
There's less gusto in his voice now. His men too are growing increasingly.
He killed himself, and then you
hanged
hanged
him. The man
him.
is slowing down. Looks like a bad blood sugar crash. He can't keep track of all the variables anymore.
Convinced Titus he's being manipulated. Hold up. Let's improve our rhetoric before we try that out. I think the glasses are reducing my... No, but maybe they can improve it.
There it is, a brave little army in your pocket. The 1st Smokes Platoon. 20 brave souls standing in salute, ready to step into fire for you. You picked the best one. This soldier is fat and succulent. What are you waiting for? Light up. Re-become yourself. Get a load of this rock and roll cop here, people. Johnny Thundercop fishes a cheap lighter out of his pants. With a flick of the thumb, there's fire. A primal satisfaction. Here we go. The lighter's dark green disposable plastic. Safety's off. In your case, the safety is always off. Thick, warm smoke gets sucked down into your lungs. Immediately, you feel a warm nostalgia fill your head, body, and soul. A nostalgia for yourself. The man you were in your youth. Johnny Thundercop is back, and he's chill as balls.
It's you again. What is it?
Maybe we can compromise him if we talk to him about this first.
That's mighty curious.
Truly curious. If you hanged him, how did it get in there?
Well, there are so many bullets in the world, and so many heads. I guess it's only logical. At some point, one of them bullets had to end up in one of them heads.
It's bound to happen again, you know? Just statistically speaking, of course.
I'm gonna ask you again, why was this bullet in the victim's head? I think the hanging was a cover-up for the shooting. Did you guys shoot him?
Shit! I probably did shoot him. I was drunk last night. You guys know me when I'm drunk.
Yeah, Glenn likes to shoot his guns when he's drunk. Better hope he stays sober. Wow! He's got it in a real evidence bag and all!
Why don't you go home and log it into evidence? These men have told you what happened.
You know what I think? I think he was shot in the head as a kid. And his brain grew around the bullet.
Around the bullet, man. That's a good one.
They're only pretending to enjoy this. Beneath the act, they don't like you knowing this.
Yeah, before he was hanged, did you shoot him?
Before? After? During? This is getting ridiculous. They told you what happened. Stop wasting your time.
Go fuck yourself, lady.
Never been worried in my life, lawman.
He crosses his hairy arms, having forgotten his beer for a moment.
It's not like you blew it wide open, but there's a little crack in there, somewhere.
Yeah, nice.
Convince Titus he's being manipulated. You should know by now. Titus Hardy will never falter, but you know someone who might. Fat Angus, the powerful guy, Mr. All Muscle. The time has come. Put him in the pressure cooker. Just remember, it's about more than Glacia. It's about these men and Martinez, their district, their responsibility.
It's at the case closed. I'm going home.
Huh?
You caught the leader off guard. Now strike.
Really? I'm gonna start typing up my report. It's gonna say, in Martinez, they just kill you because they don't like you.
Yeah, let them know. We'll kill you dead.
Because of some chick, because of some foreigner. Because you work for the wrong people.
Goddamn right. This is Union Town. You work for the company, we will kill you.
Fuck, Dennis. We don't kill you if you work for the company. Half the harbor works for the company.
No need to hide it. Just hang people like in the Dark Ages. Make a display of the corpse. I understand. You hang them, you shoot them, whatever. You can't even remember. It's cool, guys. You just hang them, shoot them, light them on fire. You don't care. We'll go for the first one.
It wasn't that. It wasn't... We just couldn't get him down, okay?
That's it. That's the weak one. You flushed him out. Now go in for the...
So, he's implying that they hung him and then they couldn't get him down, so they shot him.
Officer, you will be next if you don't shut up.
Firearm. A Glass 08 or a 38 caliber pistol. Either is small enough for you to have missed. He's onto you. He knows what you're trying to do.
But what, you're gonna kill me like you killed him for no fucking reason? I guess we stick to the fat one.
We didn't kill him. We didn't even hang him. He was dead when...
He takes a breath, wheezing.
Shut up, Angus!
He was dead before you hanged him.
Laddie! Say one more thing to the cops and I'll...
Dennis, stand down, or I'll beat your head in. Theo, take your hand off the belt. This isn't 31. I've got this under control.
The room falls quiet. So quiet, you can hear Angus wheeze.
Angie, where's your goddamn inhaler? You sound like you're dying.
I left it home. I can't get it. I'm too fucked. I'm sorry.
Why are you so fucking fat, Angus? Now it's all pointless. Because of you. You wasted my time. I told you, Titus. I told you just give her up.
Lizzie, your help is no longer needed here. Go tell Everard.
Fine. I'll tell him. After a long walk along the coast.
So maybe he hung himself because of the girl.
What just happened between these two? You're in. He's all yours. Questions.
Clash, you didn't kill him. Why the cover up? Well, maybe just start at the top.
Me too.
You didn't kill him, he was already dead.
He nods.
You hand the corpse to cover up the real cause of his death, the bullet in his head.
Another nod.
Why?
Because the girls asked us to. They were in some shit.
Girls plural? There's another girl? 2 of them? Take note of this. They'll probably say more about her later.
Did she kill him?
Cop, I have no idea. The girl says she didn't.
He doesn't think she did. Or at least he hopes she didn't.
Huge breakthrough on the case. What happened Sunday night?
Classier came down. She seemed really out of it. Drugged up, even more than usual. Bug-eyed and gurning, you know? Not in a fun way. It looked like she'd redosed after something went down. I've seen that look before. She was scared. I knew someone had died.
How did you know?
I've done this job for 10 years. I've seen it before. It's the politician in the motel room with the dead hooker scenario. Only in reverse.
The dead hooker killed the politician?
Good analogy, boss.
You don't get to talk yet, Shanky. You're still on the bench. You keep taking it easy too, Angus.
What happened then?
We went upstairs. Sure as day the Merc was dead. There was a bullet hole through the window. Fucking dirty sheets and bottles everywhere.
He means they'd been fucking?
Tibbs patched the window. And the corpse. We hanged.
Who's Tibbs?
Yeah. He's my brother. He's in the window replacement business.
Tibbs. That's short for...
Tiberius.
Yeah. Good man.
Bet their father's named Atticus Hardy. Lucretia Hardy would be their sister. Anyway.
If Clashy didn't kill him, why the cover up? So who killed the Merc then? Any leads? Whose idea was it to hang him? His?
You may have noticed our girl's in some shit of her own.
I didn't notice anything. What kind of shit are we talking
about? They can't show up on police radar kind. There are people after her. From the old world. Where she came from.
And where are they?
They're powerful. Connected to the moral intern. She's clearly afraid for her
What,
life.
government people?
Says if she showed up in your systems, she'd be ghosted away.
It must be government people.
Why would I? I guess we abide all sorts of runaways and losers here. It's a Martinez thing.
Then who killed the merc?
Not yet. Just some ideas. She says the shot came from outside, behind the window somewhere. So that's a clue.
Alrighty, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking someone's past caught up with them. Either hers or his. I mean the people after Klausya. Maybe the shot missed. Maybe it was meant for her.
I like that. Been thinking the same thing myself.
And your ideas about his past too? Could they have shot her from the chimney of the industrial district?
My dude.
Was with a rifle,
One of
so
those mercenary
could have been at range. It has to be at range. There's no way they were on the balcony.
Training. Years of bad blood, probably. Or it could have been someone else from Crenell. Tell you what I'd do. Check out the coast for vantage points. Maybe consult with a ballistics buddy of mine. That's what I'd do. If I wasn't too busy doing this clown dance with you.
His idea was it to hang him?
In a manner of speaking.
Remember the two girls? He may be talking about the other one.
Billy, you see girls. Was this the other girl?
That's right. It was her idea to hang him. I liked it. For political reasons. It sent a good message.
The missing 830 is the other girl. I thought it was maybe
The
Klausya.
big guy turns to Glenn, who's about to say something. The blonde shuts his mouth before a word escapes.
I'll say it again. All the Hardy Boys are right here, cop. That woman is just affiliated with the Hardy Boys. You don't know her, anyway.
You know it's okay for there to be a Hardy girl, Titus. Understand. Can you tell me anything about her name, current location? You're gonna storm more if I ask more about her, aren't you?
We're
To the troll
Hardy
answer.
Boys, and that's it. Glad you understand that.
Thank you for this, Titus. I'll go talk to her for the last time.
You do that. Hey, cop. Before you go, Klausya, came to Martinez to hide. Many of us did. This is where you wash up when there's nowhere left to go. The Union takes you in. Now, she refused that protection, but
you would still prefer if we didn't take her away.
that's right. If we didn't take care of the people who end up here, this place would just be a couple of rooms and some cargo containers.
It's kind of genuine. Yeah, I thought the shot came from up here. Through that window right there.
It's always good to see you.
She cracks a weary smile leaning against the railing.
Something in her demeanor has changed. She's tired, consigned to her fate, to being here with you and what's to come.
I understand.
Just like that. No resistance. Her shoulders are slouched, her feet long and straight.
You lied to us, miss. Chill. I'm the cool cop, remember?
I'm sorry for wasting your time. I should have known that you'd find out.
This is good. Clear the air first, between you two. Then move on to questions. No, it's not good. It's the opposite of that. This will let her dictate the terms of your... Shush, I can't hear what she's saying. Let the miss speak. She's tall and thin and tired. A twig trying so hard not to break.
Why did you waste my time
Because
then?
of the Hardys. I couldn't just dispense with them. They were only trying to help me. Out of the shit I'd gotten into.
Is she implying the Hardy Boys are the law?
Hold on there. The Hardy Boys are not the law. I'm the law.
I know that. But the people around here, they don't see it that way. And if I am to stay here, I need to get along with them.
Not a good enough reason.
You're right. There's more. You answer to the coalition government, and by extension, the moral intern.
Briefly glancing over her shoulder to the sea, as she's done time and time again. A grand expanse of water reaches over the bay and to the horizon, wine dark in the evening light.
What lies beyond it?
The Pearl, the Muindi Isola, the Occident, and then Oranje, the old world.
Is that why you're looking over your shoulder? You're afraid of the moral intern? What's the RCM's involvement with the moral intern got to do with this? The RCM isn't the lapdog of the moral intern. You don't have to worry.
You share a database with them. You send people to their courts.
What's going on? What did you do?
Just business. But bad business for some people in the moral intern. If I show up in your records, officer, they will find me. They will...
What will they do?
They will kill me, officer. If you file my name, take me in for questioning, enter me into the moral intern mill, well, then I'm fucked. For nothing. This murder didn't have anything to do with me.
Fucked? People after her? Moral intern people? This isn't Oranese lit. Actually, this murder did have a little to do with her.
We were there. Together. In bed, I mean. Okay. He was in a kneeling position. He had just entered me. I was on my back, looking at him. I heard the window behind me shatter, and I turned to look. There was a hole in the glass. I turned back to him. His eyes were looking through me, and his mouth was open. Dumb. I could see. I could.
Her chest rises and falls with each word. She keeps herself together and says it.
I knew he was dead. Before he fell down on top of me.
And what happened?
He was heavy. I pushed him off and he fell to the floor. There. He only had his boots on. I bit the pillow, not to scream, then ran downstairs. I waited for the second shot to come. For me. I thought there would be one. It never came.
She's forgotten about her cigarette. The butt has burned right down to her fingernails.
Cigarette miss.
Oh.
It's a motherfucker.
Yeah, it was a real motherfucker.
She immediately lights another cigarette.
11:30 to 12:15. I don't know the exact time. Around midnight.
Were you inebriated?
Not as much as usual. He'd done a line, plus other things. I was drinking.
Wait. Titus said she was gurning her jaw off, much more than usual.
Titus said you looked pretty high.
Oh, yeah. I did one of his lines, just to clear my head.
Good thinking. Clear your head. You should clear your head. Get into his mindset.
You hear or see the shooter at any point?
No.
What did you do?
Nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room downstairs. I got some clothes on and crawled back up, drew the blinds. Blood was coming from his mouth. Not a lot, just a little. He was still on the floor, slouched. I couldn't be there with him anymore, so I ran down and out of my room, into the hallway, down the stairs. I knew there would be people there. I did. I also had a side job selling insurance that I was really good at. Got picked up by a bank. Competitive intelligence, they called it. After that, I sort of, transitioned out of the whole culture scene.
Fuck. Makes you tired. I'm gonna question her later after I eat.
It's not nice, but it's not illegal. Not here in Revachol. Or even in...
I'm ending the stream. It's kind of heavy, you know. I'll eat, I'll feel better, and we'll come back to it later. Good night, chat.